just saying.
Hey, welcome. How you doing? I'm uncomfortable now. I wish I hadn't did that. We'll fix that in post.
No, stopping the stream. We're out.
And we're out.
Bulldozing the studio. And
setting the rubble on fire.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable and I like it. My
Yeah.
safe word is husky.
All right, got it. Hi, I'm Jason. And
Captain Villain.
excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're excused.
I'm Jason. This is Happy Jacks, and we're going to play a Shadowrun one-shot, or Shadowrun shot, if you will. And it is in the setting.
Damn it.
It's in the setting. You liked it.
I'm so in.
Yes,
I don't
did.
hear a husky.
Oh!
Nope. Didn't
He
say it.
liked it. Well, all right. So the world of our Shadowrun campaign, the Greenwood Collective, is this world. This is what we're playing in. However, we're going to do that big camera pan shift into downtown Seattle, where the local branch of the Crash Cart combat ambulance response team resides. They are the main competitor, really the only real competitor to Dockwagon. However, that's like saying, In-N-Out is almost as big as McDonald's. It's just not. It's better, but it's not bigger. Right? Like that's fine. So the or whatever your favorite home burger place is better than McDonald's.
Wars.
It's better than McDonald's. It's easy.
Better than McDonald's?
Yeah.
Sorry, Murphy throwback.
It's like saying the In-N-Out is bigger than Stuffer Shack.
Yes. Yeah, that's crazy.
Whataburger.
Yeah. The Whataburger, jeez. What a pull.
I will say,
inside
in
baseball.
the Midwest, they have this amazing place called Culver's. And
Oh, I know Culver's, yeah. I lived in St. Louis for a long time.
oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
That reminds me, I should introduce the other people at the table, because I'm not the only person here. If you're listening, I'm not just doing a bunch of different voices. I'm joined by four
Yes, I am.
players.
No, I'm not. Yes, I am.
Let's go this way. Oh, just wait till we get to the NPCs arguing with each other. That's to my right.
Hey, what do you want us to tell everybody?
Who you are, what character you're playing today.
Okay, fantastic. My name is Nick, and today I will be playing the combat medic mage of the team, Opal Banerjee, who is an orc. He is an older gentleman and has like a well-trimmed white beard and white hair. And you can't tell anything about me because we're doing a fun semi-cosplay thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was told anyway.
Yep.
So here we are.
Easy. Do we have a name tag for Nick?
No.
Okay, so also tell folks where they can find you online. 'Cause
Gotcha.
You don't have a banner.
You can find me online at Sungrowler. That's the @ SUNGROWLER. That is on Instagram and on Twitter.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, and I am Michelle, and I am playing Trina Montes, and she is a weapons expert.
Yeah,
okay.
primarily.
She's a weapons expert, and she's happy to be part of the team, but she's probably a little grizzled at this point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and you can find me on the socials at Michulu, MICHULHU, on Twitter and Instagram. You can also listen to me on 12-Sided Stories podcast.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. That's a super good podcast that we've never heard of before.
Ever.
No.
We talk about it a lot. Very glad to have you joining us. Is this the first time
It's
joining
my
us?
first time at Happy Jacks.
Oh,
yeah.
well, I'm very excited to have you. Thank you
I'm
for
happy
joining
to be
us.
here. I'm really excited.
Welcome.
This is going to be fun. And
Hi, I'm Adam. my head's not all
Jesus
the way.
fucking Christ.
Cut!
I'm going to pull it together, but it's going to be like June 1st. Hi, I am Adam. I am normally here playing Queen Holiday, but he's not here. His character sheet has been replaced by one almost identical.
Should we say thematically similar yet legally distinct from?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. I am not going to sue myself for copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Unless I feel frisky. But
Husky.
it's my safe word. It's So I've been trying to think of a last name, which is why I've been stalling. I am playing Dr. Katima Voidovich, and she is an elf. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Do you need to be human? Because my character sheet says human.
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay. It's a character sheet that I just filled out.
We've got like 2.5 hours to drive these characters like we stole them.
Okay.
And I intend to.
Okay. I'm just saying I didn't get to play an elf because everybody
boy.
else was playing elves in the other games.
Yep,
so
that's
even
true.
Though I love them. So.
Even the ones who aren't an elf.
Yes. Yeah. Even though only one of three of them is still an elf. But is that... Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm done stalling. I got a last name, and I'm done.
What's your role on the medic team?
I'm the real doctor.
Yeah, okay. The primary like,
care
medic.
physician.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it.
Hey, I'm Mac. I am going to play against type tonight. I'm playing Murky the Troll, who has somehow managed to climb the ranks within this organization, even though it's not really something that trolls often are able to do. And she is going to be as awkward as possible doing it, because she's just kind of awkwarded her way to the position she's in. She also has 11 abs.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 12 feet tall, you need more abs to cover the distance.
You do.
Yeah. So it is important to note, though, that the like cockpit of the GMC Banshee, which is your sort of fast response vectored thrust vehicle, is retrofitted to fit a troll. Right. So most of you, if you got in the seat, would feel like a child, and so that is Murky's seat. Everybody else has pretty shareable seats. You could also fly the bird from like a side seat and a headset and just like in VR be like you're in the pilot seat. Yeah. That's fine. All of you have at least a point in pilot aircraft and can fly in an emergency. And it's also important, I don't think I put it on your character sheet, but you have a full like rigger headset, like the cyberware that lets you just plug directly into the vehicle. So no one really could compete with you when you're like driving or flying your drones around or any of that stuff. But that is you are like plugged into how to use the vehicles. So that is your deal. The four of you make up a crew that's been working together for some time. I want to do a kind of a speed version of this game called Decima, which has just had a wildly successful Kickstarter.
Is currently having a wildly successful
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
it funded in less than a day. Obviously, I mean, no one was surprised by that, but here we go. So that's on its way. Mac is on the development team for that. Very excited to see where this is going. Our friend Samantha, also on the regular Shadowrun show, is working on the art for the game. It's going to be fantastic. You can check it out at goldenlassogames.com/Decima, and that'll take you to the Kickstarter or wherever you need to go. So be sure to check that out.
I had nothing to do with developing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it is a fact.
Yes.
Levels of fun TBD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun for him.
Right, yeah. It was fun. I just got to hang out and watch my friend make an awesome game.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And then she'd call me and be like, you want to come play this game? Like, yeah. Yeah. So it was very fun for me.
So, by speed round, what I'd like to do is we're going
I'm
to...
in a mood tonight. I'm sorry.
I can tell.
I like it.
I'm going to go around with the relationship cards and not worry about the place cards so much, because the crash cart office or whatever your location would be is less important to the overall story arc. But your relationships with each other, I'm interested in, because these NPCs, assuming they survive, will show up in the ongoing story. So this is going to have crossover material. So that's what we're looking at.
So we shouldn't just fly back to the office?
You can. And then we'll make new characters. The Shadowrun characters are easy to whip up.
Yeah.
Yeah. damn dumb.
Yeah. Also, dear listener, we will be playing pretty fast and loose with the rules, more so than usual, because I just cranked these characters out real fast so that we could have use of them for the evening.
This is Jason 0.5 edition.
Yes, exactly. So, I'm going to give everyone 3 relationship cards, so hopefully you can get one for each other player, and un purple card. So, let's do that.
You'll see.
I will hand him over.
Yeah, that's nice. I didn't feel like being nice to Adam.
No,
Well,
nobody ever
he
does.
doesn't deserve it.
He knows what he did.
It's true, I do. It's awful.
And one of these,
Continues to be
one
awful.
of these, and one of these, and these. Okay, so normally there'd be a lot of going around to decide things together, but let's. Who would like to flip over their first relationship card?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, so
All right.
there are 2 questions on there, a right side up and an inverted one. And however you turn the card over, the one that's right side up is the one you should go with. So, what have you got?
You think you can learn a thing or two from blank. What do you want to learn?
Are you one of the younger ones on the team? If we've got 2 grizzleds and a full doctor over here. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm younger, but just adept in some
Yeah.
weird.
I love that
fucking
the
way.
person who's in charge is the youngest.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Interns.
What is your character's name?
Katima, or Dr. Voidovich.
I think that I could learn a thing or two from Voidovich on actual medicine
Yes.
and being able to be more calm and
Yes.
less flighty about things.
This is true. We have different way of doing things from old country.
Great.
Yes, this is exactly what I'm doing today.
All right. Dr. Voidovich, how about one of your cards?
Okay. Blank harmed you once, but they don't know you realize it was them. I'm thinking maybe. Wait, who's the pilot?
Murky.
Murky is the
Hey,
pilot.
what's
Okay.
up?
And you are the weapons person, and Nick, you're the. What do you do?
The Wage Mage.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mage
the-
medic, thank you.
Mage medic, yeah. That.
Anyone can learn the heal spell.
Yeah.
I didn't go to 8 years of Magic Academy to be called Mr. Medic.
Well done.
I think maybe it was Opal that perhaps some magic gone wrong that caused me an injury, and the circumstances, maybe it was kind of all blowing up in a really sticky situation, and I got some friendly fire, but you didn't realize you did it.
Right.
But I know it was,
But you know.
Yeah. Completely accident, I'm assuming, but
Until we find out more on these cards, I say yes. I
Okay,
agree with that.
all right.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if maybe that circumstance changes.
yeah.
It does look like my weapons are kind of shotgun based. So maybe I just tagged you with part of a shot, and you know that I did it, but I think that I was
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
please, anyone could do this.
Yeah. Right.
To the heavy weapons people.
All right.
All right. When they needed advice, blank always comes to you.
Ooh, all right.
I'm going to say Dr. Katima.
Okay.
Because
Bitch comes to Trina for advice.
right.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
What exactly happens to a body when it's riddled with heavy ammunition?
Yeah.
Well, this.
Yeah.
It's a thing of beauty, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. I think maybe. Maybe I'm thinking I'm fairly unemotional. Are you more like aware of emotions or
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so maybe it's that kind of thing where it's like I don't really deal well with like learning how to handle other people. Like I have terrible bedside manner.
Okay.
And
I
even
like
though
that.
you're like more rough and tumble with the actual physical harm, like you actually like, or you like know how to tell me to stop being an asshole.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. I can tell people to stop being an asshole.
Yes. Okay. All right. You'll do it many times over gaming with me. So just
Excellent.
in character.
Nick, do you have a card for us?
I do. Blank can usually read you like a book, whether you want them to or not.
And you're the most mysterious one in the group.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I'm a little at odds on how to deal with that.
Do you have like a starry robe and hat, or like what?
Yes, and, a Kautica staff. Let's see. Who I think can read me like a book? I think Murky's out because I think Murky is too young. So I think it's one of the other old-timers.
Murky displays exceptional empathy and leadership skills. That's how she's advanced so quickly.
All right, well, let's give that a shot.
All right.
I will 180 my initial
She's an
response.
old soul.
Okay, so yeah,
I think
I'd say
that she's very good at reading you, but very bad at explaining that she's able to do it.
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And it's just like, how are you climbing through the ranks? And it's just like, there's a thing with people where...
Feelings.
Nothing more than feelings.
Nice. What's your next one?
Alright, let's find out. You avoid setting off Blank's ego, but it's difficult.
I imagine Voidovich has some ego, and the mage. I don't know about Montez, you can tell us.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah, right.
You already do have one for me, though.
Oh, yeah, we should
Yeah.
try to spread it out.
No, I think it might be Opal's ego.
all right.
I think that the ego might be what Murky views as holding you back, and why you haven't advanced as far, even though you are older than she is.
I'm okay with that, and I think that that's a very good attitude since I'm the only one with actual skills. The rest of you guys are just shooting stuff and piloting and,
Hot.
Yeah, definitely not going to set that off. We're a team.
Yeah, I know, of course.
Yeah. Can't spell mage without team.
Well, we can spell team without mage.
When I need to get there to heal someone, you're a great driver.
Oh,
That was a real good knuckle crack
Yeah,
to the
thank you.
microphone.
Yes, I know. I
directly
apologize
into
to
the
everybody.
microphone. That's our ASMR portion of the episode tonight.
And everyone touch your X card.
Yeah, we'll
happen
fix it
again.
in post. That's fine. Okay, that's good. I like that. Dr. Voidovich?
Blank makes you think of things in a way you never have before.
Does it give you funny feelings?
It's just so many abs. I didn't think that was possible.
I'm into it.
I think. I think I've. Damn it! I already did one for Opal. Let's see. I was trying to think between the two. Let me throw one back to you. I think. I think maybe. Maybe you see possibilities that, like, I'm kind of like closed off. Like, this is science, this is medicine, this is how things work, and you have different, like you can recognize the value of a mage healing,
Yeah.
whereas I'm like, that's dumb and unpredictable.
But don't tell them that I recognize that value because,
People
right
want
to
them to know.
oof,
Of course.
Yeah. Good leaders manipulate their followers into following directions. If I've learned anything from RPGs.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe you have a more flexible worldview than I do.
All right.
Okay.
Trina.
All right. You have big plans, but blank keeps you grounded in reality.
Who do you already have down for one?
I already have Katima
Okay.
down for one, so
Murky is definitely grounded, if
yeah.
anything.
I think I'm going to say murky.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Especially because she is the boss, and every time I think I'm like, oh, let's go do this, you know, she's like, okay, wait a minute.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
Okay.
Opal?
You tried to impress blank and succeeded. What did you do to impress them? I actually think that this one is for Trina, because I was taking a look at my skills, and I do have some gunnery, and I think that maybe in a hairy situation, when we were trying to evac, and maybe you were injured, and I hopped into the gunner's seat and actually laid down suppressive fire, and you were like, oh, I just thought you were an asshole.
Why not both?
Right.
So if that's okay with you, I think that's just a little
great.
story.
Yeah, and for the record, when you're in or near the Banshee, your AR HUD will pull up. That's why we all had fun visors and various cosplay for tonight, or reading glasses. And
I might switch out because these are not comfortable.
yeah, you're
Right, yeah.
you're in like full body armor, like almost exoskeletal kind of, not Fallout power armor, but you're in full coverage, chemical seal, helmets with heads-up displays, and by jumping in the cockpit is nothing. You just sit down and go VR, and you're virtually controlling the cockpit or the gunner, turret. There's no place to physically go into the turret. So if somebody gets knocked out, you can easily fire up that screen and take over the turret.
Nice.
Okay.
And it can sort of run itself, and it would never shoot any of you or somebody labeled as a crash cart client if they're triple platinum or higher. So that's probably reliable. Okay, Opal, what was it said again?
You tried to impress Trina
yeah.
and succeed.
Okay.
What did you do to impress?
Yeah, I like that. Let's just do yours again. We'll go the other direction.
Whoa. Serpentine.
Reversiosity.
So, you shared an epic failure with Katima, but it brought you closer.
Oh, nice.
So, is this the one we couldn't save?
Oh, yeah. We both did. Pulled out all our stops.
A triple platinum plus, and it was just,
Yeah.
Oh.
Live, damn you, live!
Yeah. There would have been reprimands in your files for losing a triple platinum plus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
A TPP.
yes.
But I think that's the classic medical professional.
Yeah.
And
we both had that bond over the fact that this was something we had every possibility between science and magic, and none of them worked.
Yeah. And I almost think that if this is okay, that it went down, at first we were, acrimonious about it. And it was if you had done this, if you had done that, if you'd been faster, if you'd, just blaming each other back and forth.
Yeah.
And then, after a couple of beers and faced together as a team in front of the official reprimand, that we kind of, came through it as
And the
comrades in arms.
corporate arbitration.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we start standing up for each other during the arbitration.
Right, you weren't there. She did everything that a human could possibly do with,
Yeah.
And we realized, both of us, our initial acrimony was because we were both disappointed with ourselves.
Absolutely, just upset that we couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
I like that. Trina?
All right. Opal. Okay. I'm like, who's my last one? You find yourself frustrated with Opal. Why?
Oh. Well, I
Isn't
mean,
it obvious?
yeah. I mean, it seems like a dunk to me.
I think Opal's ego is bigger than the ship.
Yeah.
And we're
Yep. I like it. Yeah. Oh, and the inside of the Banshee, like normally they're seating for 12, but they're seating for 6, and the rest of that room is converted to like the inside of an ambulance, right? We've all seen what that looks like. So there's seating for 4 that are facing each other with the like pull down harness, like Starship Troopers or the Spinny House at the carnival. And then there's a like pilot and co-pilot seat. Actually, they probably ate the co-pilot seat to put your troll seat in there. So they're seating for 5.
I think that, like, on the books, because it has to be official on the books, there is a co-pilot seat, but it's like one of those little fold-out jump seats.
Yeah.
It's like off to the side.
Right.
That technically it's there,
Yeah.
so they meet regs.
Yeah, nobody wants this.
someone sitting there with their knees up to their chin.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
totally comfortable.
Okay, that's awesome. What do you got, Doctor?
Oh, me. Okay.
Doctor?
Doctor?
Blank
makes you wonder what life would be like if you had chosen a different path.
That's juicy.
I know, right?
I
Yeah.
want it.
And I mean, this is for Trina. Is right, Trina? Trina Montez? What kind of paths have you taken? You're human?
All of them. Yeah.
Are you from Seattle?
Sure.
From the area? Okay. Yeah. I wonder if maybe if I hadn't left my country, if you would if I would have been more like you in some way. I don't know what that way would be.
Better with a gun.
Maybe better. Yeah, maybe just better with a gun, or maybe maybe I left because some sort of violence, and I couldn't really. And I feel like if I had been more militaristic, I could have stayed and fought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stood up for yourself.
Yeah.
More. Yeah, I like that.
And and maybe, and so I see you as like someone I could have been if I had been a little more willing to take a stand. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
And Murky.
You had a thing with Trina, but it didn't work out. What went wrong?
Is that all right with you?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm a troll. She's not a troll.
It wasn't meant to be.
It was just, I think that it was before I got promoted, too. So it was one of those things where I still had the ambition and was still climbing through the ranks and realized that I couldn't continue to do so.
Yeah.
And it was just, didn't make sense.
Yeah, and I was probably hurt by it for a while, but I've learned to set it aside for the job. But every once in a while, it stings a little.
That torch
Yeah.
still flickers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Okay.
And when you some metahumans turn into metahumans later. In life,
Not
right?
anymore.
Not anymore.
No,
okay,
yeah,
that was
it's been
just
like
the
50
initial
years
thing.
since
Okay.
that's
Now it's born. Okay.
Yeah. Although interestingly, in Shadowrun, you're either if you have a human parent and an orc parent, the kids are either orc or human. They didn't get into the whole half thing, which is a little awkward in D&D. Now that Shadowrun doesn't have its awkwardness, Jesus Christ. And by awkward, I mean racist, sexist bullshit, which is in the game. But that's where we are. Actually, on that note, the Crash Cart Company, of which you are employed, has its head office is in Atlanta, which is in the Confederated American States, and it is exactly what you think it is. The southeastern quadrant of the United States currently is that. the northeastern United States and half of Canada is the United Canadian and American States, UCAS, which is what Seattle belongs to as like a remote territory. And then the western half of North America was retaken by the various Native American tribes. And so that's been sort of carved up into localities and tribal municipalities and things like that. And so Seattle is a little bit of an island, and it's not literally surrounded by water, but it to get in or out, you have to have a passport, fly, take a ship, something. Those are the rules of where you live. One thing I need to know from all of you before we do our purple cards is how many, if any of you, were involved in the corporate wars, or the desert wars as they're known. Also, Shadowrun, good job. It just refers to Africa, which... Yep, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because we all know it's a country, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. One single country, and everybody's the same there.
But we can make this more complex in our minds as we go and fix it. In northern Africa, primarily like in the Sahara regions, where it is mostly sand, like that kind of desert, the several mega corporations went to war, including like tanks, jets, the whole thing. It was nominally about resources, but most people actually think they wanted to test out their shit. And like ruined half of a continent in the process. However, a lot of current day mercenaries or security, like corporate security, came out of that with real sort of wartime battle experience. You may have come from that. That was like 30 years ago at this point, so it would be maybe our more grizzled veterans who would have experience there. Murky, I don't think you were even born yet.
No. Which war?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I was probably like young, probably like teenage, college. Like I'm probably like in my 40s.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you lied about your age, you could have been there as a medic or something.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I would imagine Trina was involved in the war. Yeah. Yeah, and she's probably, like 50.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So she was pretty young, like maybe late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I'm kind of flip-flopping back and forth on that. It seems like it would be a good place to have learned certain things, but I keep getting with the disconnect of like Opal's personality just must be a total shit if like in this amount of time he has not advanced beyond being a field medic, for those sorts of things.
So to be fair, you all are the elite creme de la creme high threat response team, right? Like you don't go after gold members. I mean, come on.
It's beneath us.
At most, you might get a bonus for being asked to take care of a double platinum. So but they would compensate you for the extra time that because it could be taking away time from a triple platinum or even a diamond client. But that's like diamond clients are exclusively yours, and the triple platinum, and that's your bailiwick, right?
Okay.
So saying glorified field medic is a little bit of a misnomer. Like you all are the elite of this corporation. You're the reason this corporation is in business. Platinum members pay something like $50,000 a month for their subscription to in case they get shot, right? And that's just money that is nothing to them. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about, and then up from there.
Okay, so I think Opal's probably old enough that that's something that he would have probably participated in.
Okay,
and I feel like that also helps justify some of the more martial skills that I have, and that sort of learn those sorts of things. Not that Crash Cart doesn't take care of that, but they probably want to make sure that their specialists who do that, and not their that everyone's a specialist.
And so if you've been with Crash Cart for a while, so the corporate wars, I don't think Crash Cart even existed back then, so you would have been with Ares Macro Technology or Fuji or,
Right.
any of those that are out there. And so, you were there, you're a veteran, and then you got hired by Crash Cart because they needed high threat response teams
Right.
with real military experience. However, if you've been with Crash Cart for a while, you probably would have joined their Mage initiate library. There's a lodge of mages that study together.
Right.
It's corporate study. It's like a professional development. But they work together. They perform ritual magic together, and they provide supplemental education and things like that. Is that something you would have taken part in, or is that something you have eschewed up until now?
No, I think that makes sense. I
Okay.
think that's probably something.
So then update your magic rating to be an 8, because
Okay.
given the time you've had and the professional push to do these things, and that they would cover the costs, you would have initiated twice. So your magic attribute is actually 8.
Okay.
Okay. So we've established that. What do we have in our purple cards? Mac, do you want to go first?
Sure. Someone powerful revealed something negative about us. Who was it and what was revealed?
Ooh. Probably not CEO level powerful, because then you just wouldn't work here anymore.
I'm actually thinking that it might be something like a client review
Oh,
that
yeah.
we got from one of them.
Do you want to tie it in with our thing and the
Yeah, I
family
see.
of the deceased?
Oh.
Gave you a 1-star. Gave us a 1-star review.
Yeah. Oh, that would be devastating.
It doesn't
I
have
actually
to. I was
kind of
just
want
saying.
it to be something that's petty, but in the grand scheme of things is not. We had an opportunity. We had 2 calls, and there was a triple platinum and a double platinum, and we actually were fuck it, and just went after the double platinum first, and the triple platinum person found out about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That would definitely create some static for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, triple platinum static. Okay. Dr. Voidovich?
Our group had the streak of bad luck and nearly ended. What happened? I feel like that's so close to what we just answered.
Well, what I would like is not a corporate ending, but a fiery ending.
Oh, a fiery ending?
Yeah. So what streak of
Oh.
bad luck led to the Banshee screaming out of the sky
Oh,
and
there we go. Okay.
barely recovering in time
Yeah.
and having to set down for repairs?
Smoke and fire.
Yeah.
I think. Actually, I think this was a. There was a client we picked up, and maybe an orc or something big and dangerous, and we didn't know, but she was on some sort of drug
Oh.
that
yeah.
we'd never seen,
Okay.
and she went crazy in the cart.
Yeah.
And basically we all yeah, and I think I think we had been on a number of really bad gigs, or a number of really bad
This
calls.
is at the end of
And
a
this-
string
Yeah.
of...
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one where Opal and I lost the patient, and then the one that's the
double
the double
platinum.
platinum, and then we went out and we picked this up, and we just happened to end up discovering this brand new street drug
Right.
that causes people to go insane and violent.
Okay.
And yeah, and we we were on fire, falling out of the sky. We barely survived. We crashed, and we all like we stood up for ourselves. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
The four of us were like, you know what? Everybody's been shitting on us for so long. This was not our fault. There was nothing we could have done, and I think we actually pushed back against corporate.
Yeah.
And maybe Murky.
I think the client would have had to survive, but barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't survive, that probably would have been the end of your career.
Yeah, we saved the client anyway.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
managed to get her under control. And even Murky was stood up to corporate and was like, "Look, we did our fucking jobs."
Yeah.
And
I like that.
and they to the point where they actually were like, "Oh yes, yeah, okay, you're right." Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe we got them to back off a little bit of the reprimands.
Just for
Yeah.
Can you mute that?
Right.
So we're hunting for a stray noise in the studio. Okay, Trina, what's yours say?
Our group talked our way out of a serious situation. What was it and what happened?
It sounds like we kind of.
It sounds like we kind of covered
Yeah.
it with.
Do you want a new one?
I can flip it over. Oh no, same thing.
Yeah.
Very similar. All right. Our group was given information that we acted on. What were we told and what happened?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That could be some corporate machinations. It could
Yeah, I think maybe the information was that I don't know, something like
be. Oh, what if another crash cart crew was like selling some of their weapons into the black market for extra cash, and then
yeah.
like, oh, it was destroyed on this mission, and you all found out that they were. Like, maybe they try to get you guys in on the deal of like, hey, we're making a lot of money, you all should do this. And maybe to pull up the professional nosedive of your careers.
we threw them under
Yeah.
the bus. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I like that.
We were involved in a mystery that was never solved. What happened, and why wasn't it solved?
Oh. Well, here's, if I may, I think this, like, turning that other crew in, you're like, oh, we're going to go to corporate, and HR was like, thank you for bringing it to our attention, and then that crew just vanished.
Right.
Yeah.
We
You're
never
like,
heard anything else.
Did they get fired? Like, are they mad at us?
They never existed.
Yeah.
Although
Don't
another
ask.
thing could be that we never found out what that orc was on.
Yeah, what that drug
Yeah.
was.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about that, too.
Okay. You pick.
If you pick wrong, your character dies.
Actually, I really like the idea of not figuring out that drug, and not only did we not figure it out, nobody seems to know what we're talking about. Like that entire,
Yeah.
that's
No one
been
has
kind of
seen anything like that.
that's been kind of scrubbed. And at first, we were fine with that because that was like, hey, we had to stick together and we stood up for everything. But then a little while later, like, hey, did we ever figure out what that person was on?
Yeah.
And it's just like there's no planet that matches that.
Yeah.
that matches that description.
I think the orc, like, before she went totally ballistic and ripped up the inside of the crash cart, or the Banshee, you got one word from her, flare. And that's the one clue. No one knows about flare. No one's heard of it. That's nothing. That's not any kind of street drug.
Right. We don't even know if it's FLARE or
Right.
FLAIR.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Could have been real happy with the.
She wasn't wearing enough of it at her job.
Right.
She only had 2 pieces of flare.
You want me to wear 30 pieces? Tell me to wear 30.
But you're only wearing the minimum.
I
amount
want
of
you to
flair.
want to wear
Yeah.
30.
Do you want to be the kind of person who just wears the minimum amount of flair? Okay. So that's all of our Decima cards, I think?
Yeah.
All right, great. We've got a little bit of background to work with. And I appreciate everybody doing that. Again, if you want to check out Decima, that is goldenlassogames.com/Decima, spelled Decuma.
DECUNA.
Yeah, Kimmy's gonna murder me.
Yeah. I believe you can also go to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, Kickstarter is the other. Yeah, actually, I think that's the better way to go. So be sure to check that out. You can do a whole extended version of that, quite intense. Like if you don't know anything about a setting, you can really dig into that. There's a lot of cool stuff. Okay, so your crew, you've been working together probably for a year or so. Right? I think that Dangerous Nosedive was about 6 months ago, and since then your reviews have come up. You're more like in the 4-star range. Can't figure out why people won't give you 5 stars. Like there's just no indication. Why can't we go over that barrier?
We keep giving them 5 stars. We ask like, please leave a 5-star review.
Right.
They won't do it.
Yeah. But they leave 4 stars and say service was great. Like
with no constructive.
It wasn't that
criticism,
great,
nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously.
yeah. So
There's always room for improvement.
yeah,
Oh God.
I hate it.
that.
Thanks. Also, if you could we part the sea of dice just so everyone has access to some, and also what I have here is not destroying my microphone. I did some math on the retweet of Doom, where we, folks, if you weren't paying attention, I tweeted something out last week that our experiment this week would be we're not going to have edge attributes. We'll have a shared edge pool based on the number of retweets that tweet got. I did correct for our own cast members who retweeted. No.
I was just promoting the show. I wasn't. How dare you accuse me of such base
We'll
motives?
help you.
So, with a correction...
No evidence and no witnesses.
Right. It's actually fully documented on the internet. So, with a minor correction for that detail, we have 16 edge to work with, which is a lot. Edge can buy you a reroll, or you can add it before you roll. However, if you add it before you roll, you're not going to add 16, right? We'll just say you add 5, and then 6s explode. That's what happens if you pre-spend the edge.
Oh, that's
Yeah. I mean, really.
you got it.
I leaned halfway across the table, counted out all these bottle caps.
I was looking at pictures of Slovenian women on my iPad.
Well, all right then.
So,
I'll allow it.
yeah. There's a lot of beautiful Slovenian ladies, and apparently a lot of them you can order.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's yucky.
Thanks, Internet, for
started
being
really
gross.
great, and then ended.
Yeah, and like most things on the internet, it went bad quickly.
Can we go back to when your character was watching vampire porn instead? I think that's much better.
It's much
Because that was
better.
just a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I don't know if I like where this is
Oh.
going.
Yeah, it's not supposed to snap. It doesn't snap.
No, because these are the ones for people who are allergic to that sort of stuff.
Oh, I put on a rubber glove. Audience who's not watching.
Oh, we're all terrified now.
So for the 2 people who are left in chat, the safe word is husky.
Yeah. I'm just preparing for surgery.
I'm into it.
Should I be getting this ready?
Oh, I like
Should
the squeaky sound that it makes.
I do not care for it, sir.
I likes
The
it.
power.
I likes it.
For the second ASMR session.
So, the your ship is parked nearby the headquarters. However, Crash Cart has kind of landing deals with half of the helipads around the city, where you can just park or refuel or get out and get a sandwich or whatever when you're on your 38-minute lunch break. That is permissible to occupy your time however you like. So the 4 of you are parked on top of what is actually the kind of the government building. Seattle is essentially like a state of the UCAS, and so this is the government where the governor lives, but it's also Seattle's like Congress, right? They have their own like kind of regional representatives and a mini Senate and that sort of thing for all the different like neighborhoods and that sort of thing. So you're parked on their building and just taking a break. It's nighttime. All the best shifts are at night. And the call comes over. You're all in this, this like exoskeleton style, like power suit armor. And again, I don't remember if I said this already. It's more like Iron Man style, not like bulky Fallout ridiculousness. Trina and Murky both have additional equipment called a gyro mount on the back of their packs that will hold on to your heavy machine gun or your Panther assault cannon. Which is they're both like 6 feet long.
It shoots live panthers.
Yep. No. But it is basically it's like the cannon that sits on top of a tank, right? That you should bolt onto something steady. But you're 12 feet tall and made of meat, so it's fine.
So she is the something steady.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it a mistake? Because I also have a gyro mount and a Stoner Ares
that's
machine gun.
that's a wild copy paste.
Oh,
of it.
okay.
You do all have an Ares sliver gun is your sidearm, right? That would be like in a thigh holster or wherever you want to put it. That is it's almost completely ineffective against armored targets, but is very good at injuring lots of unarmored targets at once, right? It'll just basically spray shrapnel. And so if they have any kind of armor, it's going to be very effective against that. But a lot of times you wind up in a situation where there's a bunch of wild animals or like a biker gang or whatever, and you just need them to go away. And so the sliver gun is a very cost-effective method to rid yourselves of them. There are also heavy weapons on the Banshee itself. We may not roll all of the dice that they deserve because there's so many. There's so many dice. But if that comes up, we'll just roll a bunch of dice and see what happens. It's Shadowrun. So your suits are equipped with these extra stabilizer things. Everybody has an Ares sliver gun, and everyone has what in the book is listed as a Yamaha Raiden, which is an assault rifle. But for all four of you, this is built into the forearm of your armor. And so you just, flick, and it kind of pops out to the side, and it's an assault rifle style weapon. You just don't need to hold it with your hands. You just point it at somebody and make a mess. Yeah.
Excellent.
So it's just a high rounds per minute assault rifle thing that you don't have to hold with your hands. So cool. That's all. You've got your sidearm, good for making a mess very quickly. The Raiden is more aggressive and focused. Your heavy weapons specialists have extra gear. And if anyone wants to jump into an undisclosed turret on the Banshee, that's fine. You can just VR into it from wherever you are, and we can use that.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a club listed here, but I don't appear to have melee, but I do have blades.
Okay, let's make it a knife then. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Just change it on the slide.
Oh, that's right. I gave you blades because you have a weapon focus.
Okay.
A rating 3 weapon focus. So I was doing too many things at once.
Not a problem.
Okay, so as you're sitting there on the top of this building, occupying your, then you still have like 36 minutes of your lunch break left. You get a notice on your heads-up display. That looks terrible. Now I don't have to read anymore, so I can take my glasses off. A notice pops up for all four of you. You know it's for all four of you because it's like in your group chat sort of situation. And this is an unnamed, which is pretty normal. You have an unnamed executive who has put a hold on your location. Is basically saying, "Wait for me. Like I'm coming to you." A crash cart executive wants to come speak to you in person.
Okay.
So. And they should be here in about 11 minutes, which is not at the end of your allotted lunch break.
Right. We have 14 minutes left on lunch break.
I finish eating my sandwiches, but it's like Hulk in Avengers where they're like very tiny little sandwiches and
Yeah.
so we're like pre-made and she can just like eat one at a time.
Yeah.
Whole?
Like little cucumber sandwiches. No?
No.
Okay.
Cucumber's disgusting. The only good cucumber is the pickle.
Nope, they're all bad.
Both delicious.
Gross.
Blech.
You're wrong. It's okay to be wrong, though. I don't judge.
I like cucumber sandwiches.
Yeah, I do too, actually, but I hate cucumbers and pickles. Go figure.
I used to hate tomatoes but love salsa, so I get it. Yeah.
Sure. So, what are we doing?
I'm finishing lunch break.
Okay. Oh, and it's probably about 10 o'clock at night. It's raining a little bit, but it's Seattle, and you're in full, like, chem-sealed armor. If you go out of the ship, like, it's very, like, it's not an issue that it's raining, but it's a, nighttime cyberpunk setting, and it should be raining, so.
Right.
Yeah,
It softens the edge of the neon.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Getting all the crumbs off, making sure that everything is as it should be, like checking everything in the ship so that, just tidying up everything sort of manically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
I'm just eating my lunch.
Okay. Do you deploy one of your drones to, like, help clean up, like a little spider drone or
Oh,
something?
hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Murky, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, because
We don't know that.
it's going to be clean on time. That's why.
We don't know that.
But you're not getting paid to work now. Don't work. You're not getting paid to work.
I am. I'm always on the clock.
You're at lunch break.
These sorts of meetings happen all the time. They're not going to care if there's crumbs in the Banshee as long as
They
we're ready
might.
for
What if-
active response.
Like, we have somebody and we're trying to transport them, and they roll off the bed for some reason, and they have an open wound, and we get crumbs in there.
Well, that would really suck.
It also would never happen.
It might. You don't know that.
I'm sure Opal knows spell to remove crumbs.
Do you have a crumb spell, an anti-crumb spell? Because you have to tell me.
Legally, you have to. Yeah. Are you a crumb
Look,
mage? You have
if
to
they-
say.
If they fall onto something and start going into anaphylaxis, I'll just cast antidote. They'll be fine.
Yeah, that's not anti-crumbs.
You
Also,
know,
anti-crumbs would be really helpful because you guys make a mess in here all the time.
There's 14.6% rise in gluten allergies over the last 5 years.
See, you hear that? Gluten allergies.
But luckily, you have crumb spell. Fuck, sandwich is
Yeah.
soggy. Fucking Seattle.
So, as you're waiting there, you can hear an approaching aircraft, and what you get is a little, like, it's like a front-to-back cockpit kind of arrangement of a little, like, mini helicopter. It's really expensive, though, right? It's like the, roadster of personal helicopters. Comes into the far side of the helipad. Just the whole, it's like the whole building, like that platform, it could hold several helicopters. So your vehicle is pretty big. It has these like big turbo fans that can sort of adjust and lift, and it has some also like jet propulsion. Very fast, and it's the GMC Banshee is called such because of the high pitched noise that it makes. Usually, like during takeoff and landing, is and then whooshes away. So it's very, very fast.
I do kind of surreptitiously, like after I throw my sandwich away, like try to straighten up a little space in the back that without letting Murky notice that I am.
Sure.
I just keep eating my lunch.
Yeah.
I'm on my break.
Good for you.
Like it.
I'm on that train too.
Yep. So are you in the Banshee, like with the? Because I imagine there's like the gurney is folded down into the floor, and you just have some open space, like an empty ambulance, right? Because everything can like fold out of the wall or into the floor or whatever. I don't know if you have like the RV table that folds out.
I think I like to sit, like, hang off the back edge. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Just like
inside
a
because I don't want
soggy
my food to
sandwich.
get
Yeah.
soggy.
Yeah, and that's why your sandwich is soggy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Good choice.
yes. Made my own bed.
And it's wet.
Yes.
Okay. So this other helicopter lands across the way. You can tell right away it's like all of your HUD identifiers are like, like high value personage is here. However, it is completely scrubbed of name, and the company doesn't have ranks, but you would know, like, this is a VP or an assistant VP or a director or a the CEO, like that. That's all stuff you would know. But this person does not have a specific sort of gender expression, so we'll use they as they're walking across the tarmac to you. They're fairly broad-shouldered and in a pantsuit type thing that looks more kind of on the feminine side of what a pantsuit would look like, but their actual expression is whatever. They've got short, dark hair. They look somewhere between 25 and 55 years old. They've probably had some work done, but it's very good quality work. And they're walking across the tarmac with a briefcase that is, about a couple feet long. It's like the size of a business briefcase, but it's thicker. It's like looks like really reinforced, metal object, and it is cuffed to their wrist as they're walking across the tarmac to you. And all you know from their status readout is that they rank above you, and then it's just blank. And so
No name?
no.
Oh.
It's and you know that the system has now filled in Smith, and that's not their name. It's just like the system has a default for this situation. This is not the first time this has happened to you, but that's you're dealing with a Smith. So they come over and they say, "Hold on." They almost sneeze. Nope. Okay.
Seattle weather.
They don't sneeze. No, that didn't happen. That was just my problem. And they are just walking up to the back of the Banshee. Where are all of you?
Standing right out there, ready to greet them.
Yeah, we don't salute or anything, but yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just inside the Banshee at sort of like the back area, but not coming out to greet them and letting it murky.
Yeah, I'm just inside, and I just sit up, but I don't do anything formal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, paying attention, push my food off to the side a little bit so that I'm giving Smith my full attention.
Okay. What's Murky's last name?
Murky is just Murky.
Like officially on company
Yeah.
records? Oh, okay. So this person arrives. You can clear their... It's obvious they're checking their eyeball heads-up display. You can see a little bit of data flash by on the surface of their eye. And then they look at you and... Ms. Murky, I presume?
Yes, that's me. It's we're so pleased to greet you.
Good. And let's see. Yes, and she's... Oh, God, I can't read my notes with this stupid thing on.
The disadvantage.
I have a cool headband now.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Let's see. Mr. Banerjee, I see everything's in order with your studies. That's good. Ms. Montes, it looks like you're due at the firing range for an update. Don't miss the next appointment. That was noticed.
I'll take care of that.
All right. Dr. Voidovich,
Yes.
you are short on professional development hours. They are neutral hours. You'll need to come up with your own thing to attend.
Professional development hours.
Indeed.
I need to develop professionally.
Indeed. We have a database of approved activities if you'd like to look through something like that.
I will be happy to look through approved activities and select one.
Great. Not really my concern.
There's an obvious sigh of relief from Murky.
I'm sure you've heard on the news the deal that we've made with Rise Corp, based here in the Barrens in Seattle. and we have a very special opportunity to work with them and the serum that they've developed. I am here to sign out 4 doses of that serum to the 4 of you. And each of you will need to press your thumb identifier to this case, and any of you will be able to open it if you need to. These would be reserved for our triple platinum customers and diamond customers, of course, and any sort of corporate CEO level people.
This is serum I see on TV. It heals instantly. Gunshot wound?
Apparently it does, and we would like to see it in action and have you record all of the relevant data.
Is magic or science?
Yes.
Is magic or science?
I'm afraid you don't need to know that to use it. The ampules are provided...
Turn away, yeah.
Yeah, because Murky's like,
Yeah.
stop asking questions.
Murky gives me that warning look, and I'm like, yeah.
so-
But I stop.
The Smith, with a gesture, pulls up something in all of your like augmented reality view that basically you're all looking at this thing that they're projecting, which does not exist in real life. And the rain's just sort of like falling through it. Also, this person is not fully covered. I mean, they're in this nice suit. Their hair is done. The hair doesn't seem to care what the rain is doing, and they don't care that they're just getting rained on, for whatever that's worth. So they gesture, and this like holographic representation, which is enlarged as well, of this like red ampule with a like dart nose, like a mosquito nose. It's not really whatchamacallit,
A syringe?
yeah, it's not really a syringe because it doesn't have that on it, and you're like, what? Poke, I guess, and that's exactly what they say. They're like, okay, so. This has a number of, it has like some like physical descriptions of how big it is and how hard you need to jab someone with it, and then you wait for all of the red to drain out into them, and that it should go logged. However, it's being offered complimentary to our clients right now, and they do not need to opt in if you decide to use it. Is that clear?
Absolutely, but I mean, if there are additional training courses at some point, we will be more than happy to take them.
I'm glad to hear that, and when they're available, I'll let you know. In fact, I'll put you at the top of the list, Ms. Murky, for mentioning that.
Oh, I appreciate that.
What kind of experimental serum are we dealing with here?
It should resolve any amount of physical damage.
Any amount of physical damage?
That is what I said.
Side effects?
As far as we know, none. It'll be your job to observe that.
On our triple platinum and
Indeed.
executive members
Indeed.
who don't have to opt in.
And we'll probably not need to remember what happened.
This miracle. I see on the news. Security shoots our CEO shoots CEO of Rise Corp. Splash it all over him, and in voila, like gunshot gone. They do it on purpose.
Right. The demonstration was very dramatic, and as far as we know, accurate. It is in the terms of service with our clients that we are allowed to use any and all experimental measures at our disposal. And you will use this as the first measure of any sort of significant wounds. Obviously, the client who is simply scared because there's somebody in their neighborhood who doesn't look like them is not the recipient of this drug.
I'm sure it'll work perfectly, just like Purple Haze did in the Desert War.
Yes.
Yeah. Good times.
Well, please apply your thumb identifier to the scanner on the edge of the case, and I will leave this in your possession.
Is that a request?
It is a requirement. All right, then. And they set the case down or hand it to you, Murky?
Probably.
Yeah, okay. Hand it off.
Do I need to use the handcuff bit too, or?
Oh, no, actually, so once everyone has done that, the handcuff just comes off and sort of like unwraps into another part of the handle, and it just very elegantly puts itself away and doesn't need to be handcuffed to you. It just deploys.
Okay.
Are we allowed to look and examine before using?
That's fine.
Okay.
We would like you to use at least 2 of these before your shift is over. If you would like to extend your shift, you'll be offered triple time for your services this evening. And it's about 10 o'clock, and I think you're like 2 hours into your shift out of character. So, yeah, so the smith says.
That seems more than acceptable.
I could use triple time.
All of us could, I think.
Well, let's hope for lots of shootings today.
And this, like,
I'm sorry, but like the whole corporate ambulance, like let's hope for lots of shootings today, really strikes me. Especially being
it does feel like a conflict of interest,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It's great.
Just a tiny one.
Almost like corporatizing the police.
Yeah.
yeah. No.
Yeah.
As someone who's dealing with our current healthcare system, it is darkly humorous.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it though?
Well, moving on.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to inject
No, that's
reality into our family.
No, that's what we're here for. So,
You got your reality in my game. You got your game in my reality.
Oops, all reality.
Oh, I hate that cereal.
sad. Okay, so the smith walks back to their helicopter, takes off, and your, the rest of your allotted lunch is ticking away. Just a few minutes left.
Oh wow, this is huge.
It's very huge. This is big deal. They make a big announcement on news.
Has Smith is left? We're
Yeah, they're
alone
getting in their
thing?
helicopter and leaving. Yeah.
Okay.
This
Well,
is-
let's see what we're dealing with, and I'm going to pop the case open.
Yeah. Now, also, to be clear, though, everything you do, say, or practically think is recorded.
Yeah.
Of course.
In real-time stream with, corporate oversight. So,
Of course.
yeah, okay.
But I'm a specialist, so I have a certain level of insulation from being from insolence.
Yes,
is
indeed.
Opal's.
It's true. You mages don't grow on trees yet.
Right.
Yet.
So I want to pop the case open, and then I want to shift into an assensing, so I can try and get more information about this.
Let's roll magic
from an
plus
astral
sensing.
Magic plus a sensing. 8 and a sensing 3. Two successes and not enough ones for a glitch.
Looks like magic.
All right.
What you can tell is each of the 4 ampules are an enchanted item, right? So
The liquid or the actual ampule?
the device is an
Okay.
enchanted thing. But you're not sure what kind of magic it's enchanted with or the nature of the enchantment. So 2 successes gets you a pretty good look at what's going on with that, but you're not sure what the nature of the liquid is or the nature of the enchantment.
Okay.
But as everyone's looking, you open up this case and it's like 4 inches of foam on either side, and the temperature difference is clearly it's very, very cold inside. Not freezing, but whatever. It's very cold. Steam rolls out as you open it up, and it's fairly dramatic as well. Like whoever designed this case had a flair for the drama. Like
Has these dry ice packets that don't do anything except
you don't
steam
even
when you
need
open
those.
them.
Oh, we need them.
It's like Pulp Fiction with the
Yeah,
light coming
exactly.
out of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely some kind of mix. Whoever enchanted these knows what they're doing.
So it's magic and science. Why didn't they just say so?
I think they kind of did.
Yes, but in subtle way was more insistent on mind your own business than answer.
But they're always like that.
Yes,
At
I
that
guess
level.
so.
I pick one up and like tap the side. Can I tell what I'm looking for is kind of like thickness of glass, like.
Oh, yeah.
You can kind of tell when you tap whatever thing is, like, oh, is this a wine glass or is this...
Yeah. You can tell the
what's the
glass
super
isn't
durable
particularly thick,
Pyrex.
but the enchantment on it is making it like it gongs like a bell when you hit it, and it's loud enough. Like even if you have your helmets on, you can hear this like boom through the thing, and it's this little, it's like a 3-inch long test tube shaped thing with the needle nose, and you flick that, and it's much more volume than you would expect coming off of this, and resonant.
I'm feeling real good about injecting this into someone who's going to be on the inside of our ambulance.
I'm so glad you're enthusiastic.
That works out so well for us.
Bing, lunch break is concluded.
Oh, good. We are done with lunch. I have
Excellent.
idea. What if we shoot Opal and then use Serum on him?
Har, har.
I think Opal would wake up and kill us all.
You have an alert pop up on your HUD that Opal is not the recipient of triple platinum or diamond services. And such a suggestion is worth a demerit.
Whatever. Well, crossing fingers for shootings.
And then all four of you get a notice that says, officially, Crash Cart does not endorse hoping for or seeking out violence of any kind to, blah, 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 that whole boilerplate rolls by your screen. However, you're in this moment where you're on duty, but you're not supposed to just fly around. You're, like, waiting for a call.
Yeah.
But you just went from lunch, not waiting to a call, to not lunch, waiting for a call.
Big transition.
Yes.
Yeah, I stow food. I put the ampule back in the box. And do you have a someplace safe we can keep this in the?
Yeah. We don't have a lot of open storage. I suppose I could put it up near the jump seat in the cockpit.
Not using it for anything else.
I mean, not right now, but I mean, we could technically if we needed to.
Of course. Crash Cart complies with all relevant safety concerns for their vehicles.
Gives new meaning to phrase God is my co-pilot.
So,
is there like some sort of like webbing or something that we can?
oh yeah, you can
put
secure
in that
it.
seat
That's
and secure it?
that's not
Great.
going to be an issue. You secure the case, and as the alert is coming on, autopilot is already engaged and is taking off and like bringing the ship around. And you're all like, oh, whoop, grab onto something. This is normal, right? It's just autopilot has received an alert and a location, and you're up and going as you're like, oh, I better like plug back in to like see what we're doing.
Sure.
Okay. So you've gotten a call from kind of the northern end of the Barrens. Not really sure. I don't think any of you are like Barrens rats, right? Like you're all like city folk at this, right? Like wherever you were, whatever your situation was when you're in the Desert Wars is one thing, but you're all like highly paid professionals now.
Yeah.
So like there's no reason to live out in the Barrens if you don't have to. So, yeah, but you've all been to the Barrens before. You often serve Shadowrunners. That's a thing. You serve the Smiths and the Johnsons who, have to go out and hire Shadowrunners. All that sort of thing comes up often enough. And a file comes up for the client as you're, screaming across Seattle, rain exploding out of your way. This vehicle is supersonic when it decides to go in a straight line, which it is. So you have like minutes, probably less, like a minute to get across the lake and be over the area. So you're flashing through this, client log. This is a diamond client. It's a troll. Approximately 12 feet tall, big black curling horns, You have image, right? There's a picture, and I need both of you to roll intuition plus logic.
All right.
Our Desert Wars veterans. And then the name on the file is Jasper Cochran.
I think while we're en route, I pull up the medical history and I just start reading it off. I'm mostly doing it for myself, but also
that's
reading
normal
off for them.
procedure. Yeah. Cochran has extensive cybernetic augmentations, but no limb replacements, and has had at diamond level they keep some what do you call it, like DNA copies of your organs, arms and legs on hand, in case that's convenient.
Yeah.
And so if you picked him up and he needed a leg, he has one in the fridge at Crash Cart, right?
Yeah.
So you would just take him over there and put
Stabilize him. And
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So that's the thing. This is he's like in his 50s. Let's say he's 55. A veteran of the Desert Wars. That's in his file. And it's also noted in his file that he's a Diamond client and he's a high threat response. He gets into shit. This is not the first time.
Yeah.
that there's been a response to something like this, and so it also is the red alert. You're almost certainly going into battle. He's never called because he's nervous about the guy sitting in his car across the street. Right? It's always been hellfire and doom.
So what? I'm sorry. What's Jesper's last name?
Cochran.
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 And what meta is he?
A troll.
Okay.
12 feet tall, thick. He protect. He wreck.
What does horns look like?
Well, they're black horns, long, curling back like ram's horns. And they in the picture, they're both intact.
Okay.
Go on. All right. So logic and intuition.
Oh my!
Holy crap!
That's
Wow.
all of the success.
That was a
That's
little
4
successful
successes.
on that one.
That's a lot. So let's clear those out. We'll have Nick roll.
I have too many dice, so I'm not going to get that many successes.
Yeah,
We know how this
that's
works.
what we know.
Yeah.
If you roll a lot of dice, that's still pretty good.
Oh, 3 successes.
yeah.
Okay, so did the two of you know each other in the Desert Wars? Or did you sort of meet up afterwards and
I
have
think we
veteran
met up
stories?
afterwards.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
afterwards.
Okay, so individually, at different parts in the war, you actually have both served with Cochran. This is the first time you've gone to get him as Crash Cart, but I don't know how it comes up, but one of you's like, wait, I know this guy, and then you realize you both know him.
Okay.
So how does that come up?
I go, Cochran, troll?
Yeah.
Wait, that Jasper Cochran?
I don't know that Jasper
Wait, you know
Cochran
him
from
too?
other Jasper Cochran, but yeah. Troll, about 55.
Yeah.
And when the picture comes up for you to double check, you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alias, the rooster. Yeah, we
Yeah.
know this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, knowing the client isn't going to be a conflict of interest for you, is it?
No.
No,
Good times. Good times.
No. Served with them at the Siege of Cairo, briefly. Seemed like a stand-up guy.
Okay. I want to make sure, there's us doing our jobs and us knowing people outside of our jobs, which is weird, but I guess some people do that.
We're here for the mission.
We're here for the mission, and he knows that too.
Let's,
Nobody will know that better than him.
I'm going to have you roll leadership plus charisma.
Where'd you serve with the rooster?
Oh, God. The siege across the Sahara. Yeah.
I heard that was a rough campaign.
It was particularly brutal. It was, but man, he got us through. He's a hell of a leader.
Roll.
Well, then we
I
saved
lost.
Just throw an extra one in there. I'm not sure which one jumped out.
I've got 2 successes so far. All right,
Okay.
2 successes.
So everyone will have an extra die when we get in there, as Murky's words kind of focus your mind a little bit. So
irritatingly effective.
Well, yeah, you're focused, right? Which was Murky's ultimate goal, was to
Right.
let's pull this together and not be distracted. So you are over the area of conflict right away, and you're coming in probably about 30 feet up, like a small building height. But the building you're looking at up above is like the outside of a short 3-story apartment building that is just like the floors inside have fallen down, right? So it's like gutted, and the floors are a mix of floors of just rubble inside there.
Can I ask a crash cart question? Because in my head, my personal headcanon is that as we fly in and approach the scene, there's like an amplified recording that says, "This is a crash cart emergency response vehicle. We're here for a pickup. Anyone who do not fire. Anyone who is who attempts to stop us in our authorized duties will be fired upon." Like this whole warning that just is like,
Sure.
Don't fuck with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you come in, that recording is playing, and you can see probably a dozen motorcycles in various, like, kind of half-exploded bits and pieces. It's actually hard to tell how many motorcycles it was, and especially they were... I think this was a little bit confusing when we were talking about the clown episode. The electric motorcycles are not like little scooters, right? They're like motorcycles that have a battery instead of a gas engine, right? So they're like very fast, high torque, pretty intense vehicles.
I think the audience got that.
There was a lot of talk about scooters and how goofy they were. So these are motorcycles that are painted bright colors and look like they've had like battery explosions, which lithium ion can really go off if it's done the right way. So, and there are just what looks like somebody dropped a handful of clowns out of an airplane, and they're just scattered. At least 20, probably 20. They're not all in
Yeah.
It's hard to count.
They're not entirely intact.
Yeah. And they're like around the north and west side of the building, because you guys are coming in from the west and heading up, and you see them kind of just spread around the northwest corner of the building.
Glad we're not here for that guy.
Yeah.
But you don't see your client.
At this level of service, does he have a locator that
Yes.
lets us know where he is?
Yep, that's where you've arrived above his locator, which apparently is under this building.
Okay.
We're going to have to go on foot.
And also your sensors are picking up gunfire. But it seems far away. It's hard to tell.
Question. Where is the locator usually in a person's...
Well, they would, if it's a cybernetic locator, it's probably in their chest.
Okay.
But
Or
I was just wondering if we get a readout about that and stuff too, and if it's...
yeah, you would certainly get the vital signs. What you have is vital signs of somebody who is alive.
Okay.
Extremely elevated adrenaline levels, and the body has experienced a trauma, right? But it's not. You don't know what that would be. Like, it could be a spike through the belly or a missing arm, or
Sure.
The device wouldn't be able to tell. It just knows the body is in shock because it's experienced gross trauma.
Well, that's good to know, because I think she would want to make sure that, the device is actually still attached to the body and not elsewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
One would hope.
Does it record whether this was a triggered response by the client,
yes.
or if it was an automatic response because the client could not trigger?
It was triggered by the client.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was conscious at least at the point where...
Yes. He issued a cyber like a wireless command of his big red button. So
Okay. I've been shot and I can't get up.
yes.
I will grab Miracle Drug.
Okay.
Well-
And I'm suited up. I'm ready to...
Yep.
Does the crash cart jumpsuit armor that we have, does it have identifying features? Like, does it clearly
yeah,
say
yeah. It's
Crash
all
Cart?
like white and gray with the red Crash Cart logo on it. It actually looks a lot like the Dock Wagon logo, which has been an issue.
Right.
And then they modified it a little bit when the corporate courts got involved. They're like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
okay.
not the same thing. This is red with white, not white with red.
Yeah.
Come on.
Legally distinct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you're hovering over this building. You certainly have deployment, like if you want to like attach to your suit and take a line down, you can land. It doesn't look like there's anything going on, but you can hear gunfire. Like the sensors are picking up gunfire. You're just not sure where it is.
I mean, does there look like there's a decent landing place nearby?
Oh, yeah. Anywhere in the street around this, you could set down. Just not on top of the busted motorcycles because all the batteries might not be blown up.
Right. Or
Yeah.
the busted building with
Yeah.
the floors missing.
But like on the northeast corner, there's like an intersection of street that would be easy to set down in. It's just a really bad neighborhood. And, if somebody came up
But
on
we could leave it, like, autonomously flying.
Oh, yeah, you can all jump out. That's not an issue. You have wireless connection to it.
I'm going to advise that we go ahead and keep this bird in the air.
Okay.
Right.
Works for me.
Grab your gear.
Who has the case?
Not
Not that it matters, just curious.
I'm.
For reasons.
I'll take the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I feel
And
like I'm the one most likely to distribute it.
And it's also these suits are field first aid kits, right? There's like all kinds of like trauma patch and you are a first aid kit. So you don't have to carry something extra for that.
Okay.
You probably have like straight up surgery gear in addition to that. You could do surgery in the street if you had to.
Yeah.
It's not great, but if you have to, you have to. You're prepared for that.
Yeah.
I'm getting sort of the image that these are somewhat paramilitary. So is there like there's like a
100%.
so he could like just strap on the case and just lock it to his back or his, or his leg or something like
it
that.
It probably has a Crash Cart approved attachment device.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Or I was just wondering if I should only take one of the doses instead of taking the whole case.
They look fragile.
Yeah. Okay.
Individually, it's not. You don't know if they are, and
Yeah.
he flicked it and made a weird noise,
Yeah.
but they look delicate. It's
Okay.
like test tube, right?
Okay.
So.
All right. So too much of a risk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just take the whole case then. Yeah. Okay. I have miracles, and I have case of drug that saves people's lives. Ready to go.
I would probably come out first.
Lead the way.
Okay. Are we
Scan the
rappelling
area.
down?
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Are
that's
we-
what I was
okay.
kind of envisioning.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. Everyone receives 1 professional development point for having practiced the rappel that you were trained in.
Woo! Professional development point. Let me write that down here.
Trina, you drop down, get your machine gun deployed, and start scanning the area. Let's have you roll perception plus intuition.
Okay. Let's see.
+4. I didn't write down the +4 with your helmet gear.
Hey, Katima, does this count for your professional development?
All of you have +4 to perception when
Where
your
is
helmets
perception?
Oh, okay.
are on. It should be down in the skills.
Oh, okay.
I don't appear to have perception.
+4.
Okay, then take
Write
it
that down.
take it as a 1.
Okay.
That was okay. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Oh, yeah, 3 successes. That's great. So, in your visual inspection, it doesn't seem like much is moving around. You do see where these bits of floor reveal where the stairwell was, and it's actually passable. Like you could get a troll-sized person down these stairs.
Okay.
So the building probably didn't land on the client. It probably looked like this when he got here.
Okay.
And you're able to now that you can sort of triangulate the sound of like the Banshee is picking up gunfire and you're hearing gunfire and you're able to go like, oh, it's underground. That's why it sounds far away.
Oh, okay.
So there is like heavy gunfire coming from below.
So he's probably defending himself right now.
Yeah, it seems likely.
Okay.
I'd like to make a tactics roll to see if I can identify where an ambush. So if this, for example, if this whole scenario was set up to call us in, where would the people who are going to jump out and attack us, and how could we avoid
Let's roll
that?
tactics plus logic.
Okay.
Always paranoid. I appreciate that about you.
It's kept me alive more than once. 4, okay. 2 successes, because that 2 was what came out.
Yeah. With 2, you have a pretty good idea of how to set up an ambush here, and it looks like it would have happened. You know, like when you were rappelling down, you realize, oh, there actually was a vulnerable moment, but nothing happened, and if they didn't do it then, they're real bad at ambushes.
Okay.
Can I send a drone on ahead to
Yes.
scope out for
Yeah.
me?
Do you want to send a rotor drone or a like chunky wheel drone or a spider drone?
What's quietest?
The chunky wheel, unless it falls, right? But it can roll silently. The spider legs will make noise, and the rotor drone makes the most noise, but is the most maneuverable.
I'm going to send, well, what kind of terrain is it that we're on right now?
It's like busted ass stairwell,
Okay.
right? So
unfortunately,
stairs
I think,
and rubble.
I think I'm going to have to send a rotor drone then.
Or the spider could get there pretty easily.
Of those two, I'm assuming that the rotor is probably a little quieter.
Oh no, the spider would be quiet. The rotor drone is like 4 turbo fans
okay.
and the drone is fairly big, right? So it's like 4 times the size of an RC car, right?
I will
It's
send a
like-
spider drone then.
Yeah, whereas the spider drone's like the size of a grapefruit, maybe a little bit bigger. What's that? Basketball size? Yeah.
Now, our protocols with regard to our jobs are that we assist the clients in their medical injuries, but not that we provide backup in a fight, right?
Well, for triple platinum and diamond, you do. Right?
Oh, we
like,
do?
like if
Okay.
somebody is shooting at them and you show up, they're shooting at you.
Got it. Okay, I
Right?
just wanted to understand
Yeah.
what our
Yeah,
lines
like if
were.
you
I
had
was gonna
showed
ask
up
that
and
too.
he's like, shooting at the clowns, it would have been totally reasonable for you to just strafe the like clown location, or like radio him as like, do you want pickup? Oh, okay, and just destroy.
Got it. Okay,
Because you're not going to put yourselves at risk.
Right.
sure. Okay, I'm going to send a spider drone ahead then.
Okay, it runs down there. You can split your attention into 3 now.
Yeah.
Your ALR is very strong, so you can
Nice pull.
manipulate that. And as you go down into the darkness, the like light compensation clicks on, and then you realize you didn't need there is light down below as you get to a parking garage, and you see where some sort of big SUV has had half of the parking garage ceiling land on it and almost cut the truck in half, right? So it's like mashed down, and you can see your client. You can tell because he's like glowing. This is like a clickable item in the scene, and he is braced up against the side of that truck and has the same kind of gyro mount that you two have.
Sure.
It's kind of like bent and wonky and he's leaning on it, but he has this huge like rotary machine gun, and he's like shooting bursts into the dark that you can't see past it because the flash is throwing off your image camera.
All right. I can't count how many unfriendlies, but we need to get down there
Okay.
ASAP.
So I'll take point.
And then you do hear. Well, actually, it's going to be hard. Let's do. Do you have perception? Did I put that on there?
Yes.
Okay, perception, intuition, +4. Because he's yelling. He like looks over his shoulder at the spider drone and is yelling at you, but it's hard to hear because a machine gun is going.
And then another. Or... That would be 4 successes.
Oh, okay, great. You're not able to hear what he's saying, but you're able to read his lips.
Okay.
And he's like, "Is that my ride?" And then he recognizes the iconography on the drone, and he shouts his private radio code, right? So that you
okay.
could loop him into a comms.
Okay, so I'm going to loop him into a group chat. Because
Yeah.
everybody loves a group chat.
Yep. No vampire porn.
Yeah, a vampire boy.
Oh, Vlad.
Impale me.
This is what happens when you glitch your research vampires roll. And
Yeah.
you get vampire porn accidentally distributed over the group chat.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic.
Stake me!
Yeah.
I want to suck.
Nailed it.
So
And
really,
so did they.
Yep. All right. So you loop him in, and he's yelling, like all of your volumes automatically are adjusting. Like, oh my god, he's so loud, but he can't hear. It's clear like he's deaf at this point, right? Like he can't hear himself, and his gun is just going continuously. But he is saying like, "Yeah, I'm down here. Come get me. I need help."
Yeah, I think she's going to still follow protocols of like, "Sir, we are incoming, and we will be in your location shortly."
Okay. So you're gonna do all the clearing the corners as you go downstairs. Oh, okay.
Protocols.
You receive a professional development point for following the new protocol procedure. Yeah.
Mr. Cochran, this is medical specialist. Are you injured in a way that makes it unable for you to
Fuck
move?
yes. They got my fucking leg.
So you cannot move without assistance. Is this correct?
Yes.
How many hostiles?
Oh, you can.
At-
yeah. Oh.
How many hostiles?
I don't know. I'm keeping them back. We've got devil rats, ghouls, and at least one hellhound.
Great. All right. So
And
I have
your
everything ready.
spider drone vision completely washes out as this jet of flame comes out of the darkness, and so your image compensation is like what? And so the spider drone's blinded for now.
Okay.
I have parazoology. Can I make a roll to see what is going to be the most effective way to drive these back so we can do our extraction?
How many ranks of parazoology do you have?
4.
Okay, so for free, I'm going to tell you, ghouls are just dumb zombies, right? Like, they're not infectious, like in movies. They're just, they were people who caught a disease.
Mindless eating machines.
And it turned them into mindless. There are, 1% of them retain their intelligence, but apparently this is a horde. Not a ghoul. So it's just like Janet from the Good Place. Not a ghoul.
Not a ghoul.
You know that devil rats can sometimes spread that disease, but they themselves are just rats the size of Great Danes.
Okay.
Essentially. They're nasty and terrible. But you actually I think up until now, thought hellhounds were a made-up thing.
Okay.
So either he's calling something the wrong thing, or you were wrong, which seems wild, right? So let's roll parazoology plus logic.
Great.
We'll pull a stepper.
Because also you can pull up stuff in your HUD while you're going. You know, you're multitasking as you're also clearing corners and doing all that.
2 has also gone out, but yes, that's 4 successes.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, your research pulls up. You're able to push past the conspiracy theories, and we know. So hellhounds are not dogs. They're a big, pony-sized lizard thing that can breathe fire. Although there are rumors that some can breathe poisonous gas or other things. So those are the 2 you were able to come up with.
Okay.
But the Crash Cart database does not have first-hand encounter hellhound records. Or at least not that's declassified for you.
Okay.
Mr. Cochran, have you applied any anti-bleeding applications to your leg that is missing?
Yes, I can't. My hands are a little busy. I'm not going to yell, but he is like shouting at the top of his lungs because he can't hear how loud he is.
I'm simply trying to review protocol questions as I was explained in my training recently.
You receive a point of professional development.
PDP, yeah.
All right, so you're leading the way down the stairs, Trina. When you are kind of stumbling down because there's all this rubble and you have to like kick it out of the way to get good footing and everything to get down there. But you have I assume your machine gun is deployed for this.
Yeah.
You swing down into the room and you can see the this building was probably a troll-sized building. You realize that some of the awkward walking is how high the steps were, and when you get down here, the doorway is like 12 feet high. Right, and way wider than a normal doorway to a parking garage would be. So this was probably a mostly troll apartment building once upon a time. You come down into the garage, again, very high ceiling, and you can see the one, SUV that's down here is like half crushed with a big chunk of ceiling on it, and you can see your client. It's like sitting on the ground, his legs in front of him. His right leg is missing from like above the thigh. So like mid-thigh is gone. And he is just sitting with his left leg straight out in front of him and his machine gun shooting into the dark. And what do you do?
I start shooting in the dark towards wherever he's shooting.
Excellent. Let's all roll initiative.
Yay!
I'll roll for this Jasper Cochran person.
Do I use my insane Quinn initiative?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got wired reflexes.
Yeah, okay.
And so Michelle, in this one, you're just going to roll 4 dice.
Okay.
And add them up, which is the only time you do that in Shadowrun.
Okay.
And then add 12 to it.
Oh, okay. So 24.
Oh, nice. Okay. 24 is Trina.
I have 21.
20. Okay, I have 22 for Rooster.
27.
Oh my!
Oh.
For Murky. Opal.
9. I have 7 plus a d6, so...
Oh, you would have a quickened reflexes spell.
I don't have it on
didn't
here.
write
I
it
just
down,
have...
but you would have one.
Okay.
It's like the first thing an initiate mage would apply for themselves.
Right.
So roll 3 more dice.
Okay. I thought it was a little odd that I didn't, that I only have
you
the
just don't
combat
have
sense.
you don't have the base bonus that wired reflexes give you, but you do get the dice. Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. So that's 15 and 7, 22.
22. What's your agility?
It is 3.
Oh, okay. So the rooster's going to go before you on 22. Your Opal.
So my 21 makes me last. Wow.
Yep.
Not used to that.
21. Dr. Voidovich. And unknown.
Jerks.
Okay. Murky, you're up.
Well, clearly I have to lay down the requisite suppressing fire.
Uh-huh.
And I am going to attack the darkness.
Oh, actually, before we do that, so as a kind of a free action, Trina, I'm going to have you do a perception plus intuition roll.
Okay.
Plus 4, because your suit is trying to identify targetable enemies, and you're good at doing that. So
Okay.
you're trying to mark your friend or foe. Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
4 successes.
Yeah. So a number of kind of red outlines appear in the dark, and everyone has these targets available that you're shooting already. It's just not your action yet. So you're what is it you want to do?
These are some big bads, and this is a really good client for us. So I want to use my. Can I use my assault cannon?
Yeah.
Because I would like to use my assault
Now
cannon.
it is going to make a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can use your assault hand.
I mean, if we're going to get spattered with blood, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
Blood washes off.
I love it.
We're in these sealed environment suits.
Yep.
All right. So,
Although that's...
what do you want me to roll?
That would be your heavy weapons plus agility.
Heavy weapons is 4. My agility is 9. Oh my god.
Glitch. Come on, glitch.
Shut up. Don't listen to him.
So, Michelle, if half your dice come up ones, even if you succeed, you get a glitch.
Okay.
If they're half ones with no successes, it's a critical glitch.
Ooh.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. You mow down several devil rats
Okay.
who roll back, and it just seems like more come out of whatever the space is you're shooting into.
Sure.
And now that you're down here and the light is adjusting, so the light from the SUV is on, like the headlights are pointed the wrong way, but that's the main lighting down here. And so your helmet is adjusting to look in, and you can see the far corner of the parking garage is broken open, and there's like a big space, and it looks like it didn't just break open. There's like tire tracks coming in and out of there. So that's probably how this SUV got down here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just teeming with bodies coming out of there.
Yikes.
Okay, so we all see Murky just open up. It's just this one. Kaboom! And the dust flies, the walls rattle, and it's just this massive, like a tank blast going off. So all this dust shakes down from the ceiling. Yeah.
Neat.
Trina.
Okay, I'm going to use my Yamaha Raiden.
Oh yeah.
Because
Machine, the assault rifle built into your arm.
I can aim if I'm seeing the outlines. I can.
Yeah,
be
it's
more
much better at
specific.
aiming than your heavy machine gun
Yeah.
is. All right, so you just kind of like push the machine gun up on its arm and
Right.
Get it. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so how do I do this?
Oh, actually, even in this case, your sidearm might be appropriate because these aren't going to be
that's
armored,
true. That's true.
and it like will just spray the room with shrapnel.
Let me do that. Let me
Okay.
do that. The sliver gun. All right. So how do I?
That's your firearms skill, which I think is under groups over to the right. Or
It's bottom left.
I have gunnery. Heavy weapon.
is there like pistols or firearms?
Oh, firearms.
Yeah, there we
okay.
go.
Yeah, my rating's 5.
Okay.
On that.
Shadowrun does skill groups as well as individual skills, and it's
Okay.
always
So
fun to
just
keep track.
that's just my firearms, right?
Firearms plus your agility.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh, and +2 because you're using a smart link. You should have had +2 as well. Sorry.
Rage.
2 more. Okay. Almost more than my hands can
Right.
hold.
That's Shadowrun.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
Okay, and only 3 ones. It looks
Right.
like. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You very carefully. You get your sidearm out, and you're just like hitting these bursts into there. And yeah, it's just mowing down. There's this like crater where the cannon hit, and then side to that, you're just taking out things that had been kind of blown to the side. And yeah, you're definitely making a dent in this, and it's to the point where Cochran is able to like put his gun down. Actually, I think it just dramatically runs out of ammo. Right?
Okay.
It's just spinning of that like the minigun going silent. And he like sets it down and just leans back against the truck and is watching the 4 of you come in. And it's his turn, and his turn is to like hit the release on the back on the gyro mount and fall out of it and like drag himself in your direction.
Okay.
And it looks like, his left leg looks fine. He just looks really tired, and there's a huge pool of blood around him. but yeah, he's making his way towards you.
His right leg is just not there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
From mid-thigh down?
Yeah. And there's a bloody streak heading towards the darkness.
Okay.
Yeah. Opal.
So, can I ask for a quick leverage-style flashback where I asked a question that didn't occur to me, but
Yes.
but I would have asked,
Yeah.
Opal would have asked
I like it.
when on it? The question is to the smith, and along with any of the instructions that we had about, is there any interactions with magical healing or with
That's a good
conventional
point.
healing for this?
The retcon versus a rules calling I made previously. It's first aid first, then magic,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Okay. So the instructions are: you can use first aid, you can use the ampule, then you can use magic.
Okay, so magic is still the last
Yes.
step in our
Yeah.
our SOP. I wrote down and then couldn't, and I was kept going POS. And I'm like, that's not it. Not going to say that one. Yeah, cool. Okay. So he's dragging himself away, and my specialty is last. So I guess I'm going to lay down some more suppressing fire so that the
Okay.
other medic can get to him
Just
first.
with your assault rifle.
I was thinking probably with the sliver gun.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yep. Very effective.
since these are non-armor targets, I just want them to go away.
Yep.
So does that go off of shotguns?
It's,
So I've got long arms, shotguns, pistols, and automatics.
It's pistols. It's
Oh,
pistols.
so it's off of pistols.
Yep.
Okay. So 3 and my agility.
And your smart gun link doesn't give you +2 because it's not cyberware, but it does increase the accuracy of the weapon.
Okay.
So,
This actually says, in terms of maximizing efforts, a magically skilled dockwagon team will apply their efforts according to their SOP, first aid, and then a heal spell in the field, followed by a medicine-skilled doctor working in an extended care facility.
So just a single success.
okay. Yeah. It's,
So the increased accuracy did not matter there.
yep. And you've been invited to spend some professional development hours in the shooting range.
Oh, great.
It's like pops up in your head. I'm like, congratulations, you've been invited.
All right. Add range time.
For extra PD points, come in outside of your normal shift hours.
Okay, so I make that, and then are you going to roll a
It's not
dodge test? Or?
It's not my turn. We're streamlining this because
Oh,
there's
okay.
like 100 of them.
Okay, so do you just want me to roll some damage, or do you just
Oh,
say
that
it
is the
does a bunch
damage.
of
The
stuff?
success includes the damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
So 9p, boom, it's just laying down,
Yep.
sliver, chunk, 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 chunk.
great. Dr. Voidovich.
As I rush to his side and start pulling out scanning equipment and start scanning the actual extent of the injuries, I ask him, Mr. Cochran, did you intentionally sacrifice your leg in order to void Section 13A 12B subparagraph E of your contract, or to intentionally invoke paragraph 24 subparagraph Z?
What the fuck are you asking me?
Did you do this on purpose to get a fake leg?
No.
No, okay, then.
You're on mute.
I have a spare in the fridge. And he means the
Yeah.
crash cart.
Yeah. Okay, probably won't need it. Yeah. Let's see. I'll pull out the case.
Okay, so
Right.
first, I need you to make a dodge roll.
Oh, okay.
Which is agility plus intuition.
Oh. I'm going to do fine at this.
Oh, no!
Oh,
no!
No, I'm not going to be fine at this. That's 2 successes, but that is a glitch of 4 out of 7 of those dice
The
are
gloves
ones.
are coming off, literally.
Wow.
Do you want to use any of your edge?
I do. We have so much edge. And I really... I'm going to use
Spend one of those?
edge, yeah. To re-roll all of those ones.
Yep.
'Cause- Hey, that's better. That's
All right.
2 more successes and no ones.
You can use more edge if you want.
No.
Okay.
Okay. More edge.
He's just
Ah,
trying to...
2 more successes.
I mean, that's great, but he's just trying to drain our resources here.
I know.
Well, I got 5 successes.
Aha! So it worked.
So, how many did you have?
I had 6.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Your suit gives you an alert of like, hey, drop, and it's like encouraging you to bend your knee, and you're like, "Da-dunk." What? As all of you see these like almost black gray spines shoot out, like they're all about 1.5 feet long, and they come in a cloud of maybe 15 or 20 of them in a pretty tight pattern, just to like against the SUV right over Dr. Voidovich's head. Like it was aimed at her for sure. But none of you have ever seen a weapon like this, so that's pretty fucking strange.
What the hell was that?
Ha! So, what is it? You want to deploy an ampule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing to roll for that.
Pro client for it.
Yeah. You open up the case. Mm-hmm. You get the ampule out, and he grabs your arm. Mm. And it's clear he would normally be able to just break your arm by squeezing it.
Yeah.
But he is like barely holding you in place.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What the fuck are those? No, don't give me any of that Rise Corp shit."
He does not have to opt in.
And in fact, cannot opt out.
That's yeah.
Do you Arya Stark him?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
In the back of your head, you just hear protocols.
I know. Yeah.
He points.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Once the case has been opened in the field, the ampule must be deployed.
Right. What would I respond? I think I would just say it's standard procedure. Lie back and stop being little shit about it. And,
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll strength plus agility, I guess. I don't know. Making some shit up.
that'd be funny.
Because he's not really fighting you. He's just trying to, like, keep you at arm's length, which is 4 feet away from him.
Uh-huh.
Because he's huge. Yeah, sure.
All right, 2 successes.
Yeah, that looks good. Well, actually, let me roll off on strength.
God.
You need some more dice?
Yep. So I have 6 successes.
Mm-hmm.
How many did you have?
2.
Did you want to spend edge to re-roll anything? Or?
No.
Okay. So he's just keeping you 4 feet away from him and not letting go of your arm.
Okay.
And he's, like, surprisingly strong.
I do notch up the faceplate so he can see my eyes and that I'm deadly fucking serious. And I say, not complying with medical procedure voids your contract.
I'm a little turned on right now. That was sexy.
Thanks.
All right. I just need a minute.
Need a safe word there?
Yeah. Husky.
Is that
Okay.
an intimidation check?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, kinda.
Roll with advantage.
How do I roll with advantage?
I don't know.
Roll 2 sets of Shadowrun dice.
Roll. Do you have? Did I
Well-
put intimidation on there? Probably not.
No.
Just roll double your charisma. Oh, it's your character sheet. Just roll
Yeah.
double your charisma, and 6s will explode.
Okay. How about my willpower?
No,
No. Okay.
that's nothing. That's what he has to roll.
Okay. Because my charisma is not very high. I'm going to spend edge in advance.
Okay, that'll add 5 dice to your roll.
Okay.
And 6s will still explode.
Right. Now let's try this. 4 successes.
Ooh, and those are
All
6s, so they...
Oh,
let's
yeah.
go again. Okay.
5 successes.
All right, I got 0. And this huge troll, battle-hardened combat veteran, just wilts under the gaze of a disapproving doctor.
That's how it fucking works.
Sorry, Doc. And he like just lets your hand go. He doesn't like bring it over to him, but
Yeah.
he just like lets your hand go and kind of flops back onto the ground. And you jab. Where do you jab it in?
I jab it right into the bloody stump area.
Oh, so like in his thigh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Good.
guessing that's.
Not
well,
closer.
yeah, I know, right?
Nothing happens.
When they did it on the newscast, where did they inject it?
Into Varga's shoulder.
And
So he was shot here, and they injected it on the right shoulder.
Oh, okay, all right. I will just like lift up the side of his shirt and like put it into his into his abdomen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. By the way, this 55-year-old troll can get it. He's got abs.
Yes.
Like, pull that shirt up, and we're like, what?
That's like 11 of
Yeah,
them.
he's like a George Clooney daddy.
Yeah. Now I want to see George Clooney play a Shadowrun troll in the next
Same.
Bright sequel. Are you listening to me?
Yeah. No. Right. Oh.
So close.
So close. Exactly.
That's what made it hurt.
Yeah.
It was worse that it was so close.
Yeah.
Okay. You jab this in. We all see Ampule deployed, and the red is draining into him as he's not even watching at this point. He's just laying back. Nothing's happening right away. And it's now my turn, and the machine gun fire that he was laying down there must have been something different about it. Maybe it was more expert in what he was doing, but critters are swarming up out of here. And your sliver guns are doing a good job, right? The work that you're doing is pushing him back, but they are coming through. And so several of them rush through. I assume you two are you've put yourselves between the client and the
Yeah.
monsters. Where are you?
Oh, I'm definitely right nearby.
Yeah. Okay, so the three of you are kind of making a little wall there.
Yeah.
Okay. A blast of fire comes out of the darkness.
Nice.
And probably the most upsetting thing about it is it looks like 2 or 3 creatures are creating this blast together. Like they're cooperating.
Do they look like what I had on file for Hellhounds?
Yeah, kind of. You're realizing the art is wrong. Like some of the renders were incorrect.
Gotcha.
But this is certainly the idea.
Okay.
So you can roll intuition plus agility if you want to try and get out of the way. You'll have a ton of armor, although this fire is going to be a situation if it hits you. It's not regular fire, everybody.
What? It's the 3 of them, not me and...
Correct. They are blocking you from this horrible, horrible jet of flame.
Nice. Thanks, guys. Teamwork.
If I wanted to be a meat shield, I'd have stayed in the Desert Wars.
And the client has some burns as well. I meant to say that before.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 3 successes.
Okay.
And I did not
Ty-
look at what was in your hand.
tie goes to the attacker, so if you want to re-roll some of those, now is the time.
Just randomly.
Okay, sure. I will
Okay.
spend edge.
Okay.
All right.
That's better
Great.
than bad.
Yeah. 5 successes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. Get out of the way in time.
One, two, three, four, five, 6.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So the 3 of you are able to like turn and put the right part of your armor into whatever this is. However, I think all of you are assuming it's like flamethrower level. You've been up against a flamethrower before. Or a fire elemental or something. Like, this is not the first time you've had fire blown at you. So you turn the part of your armor that should be able to take that, and suddenly all three of you are getting like boop, 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 like warning lights on the like integrity of your armor, and the chemical seal is broken on all of them. Everything is functional, right? You're not like unarmored, but the heat sears through the chemical seals that were on your armor. Your chemical seal is still intact.
Okay.
However, all of you feel the heat. It's very hot, sweaty. You're not burned, but it's as hot as you can be without being burned. Mm-hmm. And you even feel the heat as this like flash of orange. You look, you're like, what? So. And that would take us back to Murky's turn.
If I can, I would spend a quick moment just to say, is the client stabilized? We need to evac.
Is my readout showing stabilized?
I mean, it's less than a second. It's like really fast bullet time in this moment.
Yeah.
So, you'll have to do an analysis on your turn.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's like the readings are coming in. You know?
Yeah. Don't know yet. Can we hold on?
I'm feeling like the assessment I'm making of the situation is that this is a lot of no happening here.
Yeah, I think it's no because like suddenly the variables are out of your control.
Sure.
If it was an army of clowns, you would like know how to assess that.
What kind of life are you living?
That's,
that you
it's in the handbook. There's a whole chapter in the handbook for dealing with clown gangs. So.
Involves a squirting flower.
I think I'm going to try and get Rooster on his feet by going and scooping him under the arm.
Foot.
Well, under, the arm of the leg that's gone, so that he can lean against me and we can...
Okay, so you're going to try and get him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try and get him up so that we can evac.
Okay. Let's do a strength... Let's just do a strength check.
Okay.
You've got a lot of that.
Yes. Which means that the dice will be against me.
In my expert medical opinion, moving him is less dangerous than leaving him here.
There is that.
3 successes.
Okay. I have to roll something. Oops, that's short. Okay, well, I only got 2 successes. As he is, like, kind of fighting you, he's, like, disoriented, right?
Sure.
He's not literally fighting you. But, you're getting him up. He's, like, kind of onto his knee, and he's got his arm around you. Or you're on his right side, because that's the leg that's missing. And, you're getting him somewhat mobile. He's not up yet, because you're going to have to, like, hoist him up to be standing on that foot.
Sure.
But you're the same size as him, so that is helpful.
That's what I was thinking, is I can kind of hoist him up, and then that leaves my other arm with the assault rifle. It's in it free.
Although is Murky good looking?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you get this, like, like sees you, like, oh. Like
I matched the 11D abs that he's got.
Yeah. I was distracted now. That's why you were able to get, like, under his arm. He's like, what the hey? How you doing?
Lady?
How you doing?
You know what? No, he doesn't do that. I forgot that this character is gay. Not interested in ladies.
Never mind.
That's my bad. He's just like, wow, you're my size. That's also unusual. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Trina.
I am still going to fire, but this time I'm going to use my gyro mount, and because I want to aim towards the fire-breathing things.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, so you
Alright.
swing your big gun around. You can see, to your view, it looked like 3 of them in the darkness had kind of like gotten together and somehow combined a flame attack.
Okay.
But yeah, you could kind of shoot at the 3 of them. You know, you can't, like a machine gun isn't a super precise weapon anyway, but you can kind of like try to get that area.
Okay, so it's still firearms?
It'd be heavy weapons.
Oh, heavy weapons. Okay.
Plus agility. And +2 for your smart gun link.
So much agility.
Yeah. Shadowrun, where you
then
back up a
+2.
dump truck full of dice.
Yeah.
I love games with dice pools.
I know, I do too.
It's something that it's a very silly thing to like.
This is
but I
the
love
very
it.
first game I ever played was Shadowrun, so this is in my blood.
1, 2, 3 successes.
So 3 in this circumstance isn't great. If you want to do a reroll, you've got a lot of dice that want to be successes.
Yeah, so.
I'll take that.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm really excited to see how this shakes out.
Oh.
One more success.
Well, we can go again if you want.
sad.
There's so many potential
I
successes
know.
That was
there.
like what? That was 12 dice.
I
like in
know.
the
You
casino.
only got one.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing very well.
Dave needs a new pair of shoes.
Oh, there we
All right,
go.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of successes
Yeah,
right
Mama
there.
makes a
So,
mess.
4, 8, 9.
Oh,
9
yeah.
successes.
Okay. So
That was very satisfying.
Right,
this
yeah.
time, now that you have a specific target, I am going to roll. I only have 6 dice to try to dodge this, so I don't. That's not going to work out great. Oh,
Thank you,
I actually
Twitter
am.
followers for all this.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to add 2 dice because it's 3 creatures working together, so that's their cooperation bonus. Well, that's 1. 1 success is what I got. So the 3 you like shoot in there, and the 2 of them kind of get out of the way. Because you mostly like chewed into one of them, and so the other 2 kind of like skitter away, and then everything is pushed away as that creature literally explodes.
Oh, shit.
Excellent.
Right? And it just goes off like a firebomb. And you're all pushed back, so I need everyone to make a body roll. You're not taking damage, so you're not going to add armor to it, but you might fall over. In fact, you'll probably fall over. You're going to need 4 hits to stay on your feet. And you're going to need 5 because you're carrying an enormous...
So I need all of these to be successes.
You only
Yeah.
have 5 body?
Body, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah, I
4.
didn't give you guys titanium bones.
But they're also farther away.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would kind of...
All right, let's roll it and see what happens.
Okay.
We'll say 3 hits. Everyone needs 3.
Well, that's 1.
Okay. I mean, if you fall down, it's not like you're going to get killed. You
Right.
just
I know,
are
but
gonna...
I am concerned about the client.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
up to you.
I'm gonna give it one more
Yep.
go. There we
Yay!
All right. Boy, suddenly those bottle caps dwindle.
I know, right? They go fast.
Yeah, I know. I knew what was going to happen
I'm
here.
surprised.
I've only got 3 dice for this and need 3 successes, so...
Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I got none. And I got a 1, but it's not more than half for the pool.
Yeah.
So it's not a glitch, right? It's
No.
just a failure. Okay, all right. So I'm on my ass.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I fell down.
All right.
I won't waste an edge on that.
Big win.
Also
Big win.
good.
The Tales from the Flood game or Things from the Flood last week, I was having some trouble with my dice, and I had 3 dice, and I needed them to stop being a-holes. And I literally talked to them. You can see, it's on camera.
That is great.
These 2 saw it happen. I was like, you guys are going to get your shit together because we're going to get killed. Rolled 3 6s. Right after giving them a pep talk
Yep.
on
That's
camera.
nice.
But now your soul belongs to Satan.
It's,
so-
I mean,
Well, there's that.
I was halfway there.
For that one roll,
It has
worth
since
it.
the 80s anyway, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So knockdown.
Standing.
Oh, standing. That's
I
right.
knocked
You got
down.
the 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, but the person carrying another troll,
Yeah.
is knocked down. But you do stutter step as this guy's like trying to hop along with
Sure.
you.
Tripod formation.
Yes, precisely. And that was Trina's turn. You
Okay.
exploded a hellhound.
Yep.
On Rooster's turn, Rooster. Oh, right, that's when this happens. Okay. So we need to roll off on strength.
Oh boy.
Oh, great.
I've got 10 dice.
Ampul's
We got
taking
9.
effect.
Yep.
It's going to be fine.
He's not attacking you, but some shit's about to happen. Oh, whoops.
3 successes.
I have 6. Okay. So, this man screams so loud as he shoves you away from him. You both just sprawl to the floor because he just shoves you so hard. As he screams, face plants into the floor, and then tries to curl up, but his leg is a bloody mess. Except it is like you turn to see, because you're probably the only person looking at Cochrane right now, and you can see the like stump of his thigh writhing. It's like tendrils are reaching out of the like ragged end of his pants, and like reaching out into space, just red meat. So we'll decide what to do about that later. Opal, it's your turn.
great.
I think you're probably watching exploding hellhounds.
Yeah, on my ass. So I had a quick question. If you could run me through spellcasting again. Like I've got spellcasting and I've got my magic.
Yep.
So I'm rolling those dice.
Yep.
Does force? I rolled that number. I forget where force calculates
Right.
in on.
So
on what I'm
if
doing.
you do a force 6 spell, that's the limit of how many successes you can keep.
Okay.
Also, if the force is over your magic rating, which is 8, then any drain you take from it will be physical drain.
Okay.
But it doesn't change how much drain you're rolling against.
Okay, great. I'm going to do some big magic here.
Okay.
Seeing how this is all going down, Opal is going to experiment with this spell that I've used before, but definitely has some consequences. So I'm going to give everybody on the comm a little heads up that. All right, guys, it's chill out time, and I'm going to cast Mob Mind, and I'm not exactly sure what my target is that I'm resisting against, but I'm basically going to be implanting thoughts into everybody's head.
To the critters.
It says line of sight, and I don't control who.
Yeah, okay, well, if you
Exactly.
look into the corner...
But yes,
yeah.
my goal is going to command them all to stop fighting.
Okay.
Maybe to run away.
Oh, run away is not bad too. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes on that.
Okay, the devil rats turn and flee. The ghouls probably will too. They only have 4 dice. Yeah, they flee. However, the hellhounds, you can feel spell resistance,
Right?
but we'll see. They haven't rolled yet. What did you have?
I had 6 successes.
Okay, so you feel this pressure, like unexpectedly too. There's like dumb animals, right? Except not. Or maybe they're dumb animals, but these know how to like undo your spell.
Right.
And it's unraveling as it's reaching for them, and you're putting it back together. You're like, no, you are going to do this, and you overcome it just
Okay.
barely. And
And remember, there's only 2 of them now, so they don't have
Right.
as much.
yeah, I factored that into my
Cool.
dice roll. These giant sort of lizardy things howl, or it's not really a howl. It's like a guttural, throat grinding noise as they put their heads down, they wave back and forth a little bit. It's a very strange motion, and their shoulders hunch, and they don't leave, but they're not about to charge or come after you.
Okay,
Like-
so we're just going to kind of be at that.
Yeah, they're just they're trying to shake something off of their head or off their body, and they're that's what's happening.
Okay.
But all of the devil rats, all of the ghouls flee into the tunnels.
Good.
Great. And then I'm going to spend a pre-edge
Oh, for your drain roll.
for my drain roll.
Yeah, smart. What's the drain on that?
It is force plus 1.
So 9.
So
I assume you cast it at force 8.
I was going for 6.
Okay,
but yeah.
that's fine. So 7.
But 7. The 7 drain coming my way.
What could go wrong? That.
Well, that could be pretty much.
6s explode.
Yeah.
So put those aside.
So that's 2. The 1, 2. So when I pre-add edge, does that total count
Well,
as
you get
as
to
the total number of glitches? I guess I'm not at a glitch here.
no,
on here.
no,
Okay.
no. But you get 2 more dice
Two
for
more
your
dice.
6s. Okay, 1 more. Okay, so you have 3 successes and 7 ones.
That's what it looks like.
What was the total dice pool?
It would have been 9. My drain roll was 9 plus 5 would have been 14. But I'm not sure because one of those ones came up from a explosion roll. So
Well,
I
an
don't know how
exploding
that
die
works.
is a risk of a 1.
Okay.
It just is that's the dice.
Well, then that's half of my dice came up once.
Okay. So you have 3 successes?
Yes.
All right, so you get to reduce the drain by 3.
Oh, good.
So you take 4 stun damage.
Yep.
And I don't know where to mark that on there.
Yeah, it's cool. I figured I'd just do tick marks.
And the glitch is that you are currently experiencing it's like a pseudo out of body experience
Okay.
as these 2 hellhounds are trying to recruit you as their new third.
Okay.
As you
Cool.
get because you have to sync with their auras to create
To
this
get
effect.
through their
and now it's like that wave is going the other way, and that shaking you're starting to do that. You're still yourself,
Right.
But you're gonna have to fight against that.
Great. That's cool. I
and
love
all
it.
of you can see this weird mirror motion of oh, maybe he's making them do that. It's not clear at all what's happening.
Love it.
So that brings us to the doctor.
It's a good thing he's so good at this.
And there's a screaming
Yeah.
client over by the
Yeah.
exit.
I'd like to see you do it. Anytime.
So I grab a painkiller and get it ready to inject him, and then I
Okay.
rush over and try to jab it in his neck.
So he is writhing
Flailing,
violently,
yeah.
flailing, screaming at the top of his lungs. It's pretty clear why. This writhing mass of flesh is extending further out of his pant leg. You can see the bone growing.
Yeah.
The femur is growing to match this flesh, and that's probably maybe the most horrible thing you've witnessed. I don't know. You tell me.
I mutter on the comm link, "Jebi moja kosa," which is Slovenian for "fuck my goat."
Yeah.
And I try to dodge his flailing limbs and jab some painkiller into
All right. You also get a notice just on your HUD that says, "Keep the leg in frame."
"Jebi moja kosa."
Keep the leg.
Keep the leg. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to try and do that. Actually, can I talk back to my HUD?
Yeah.
Is that something we could do?
Yeah.
I
mean, they're always listening. Yeah. Home office is listening.
Okay. Not sure I can safely keep leg in frame and dodge flailing patient to deliver painkiller.
Quadruple pay assigned for every second of footage. As a quadruple pay approved for every second of footage. They will pay you like a second of your wage of quadruple pay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to worry less about the painkiller then.
Okay, so then I'm going to have you do your first aid roll plus your intuition.
Yes.
-2.
Yeah. Because if it's going to kill him, then I will break that. But
sure. Well, I mean, you can see his vitals are not. He's not like tachycardic or he's just in immense pain and shock.
Okay.
But it's also like he's received a shot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
Which is not great for him.
Nope. Okay, so first aid plus intuition -2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably if you rolled agility instead of intuition.
Right, yeah. 2 successes.
Okay. To administer a painkiller, right?
Well, that's to just make I mean, if I can administer the painkiller without losing footage of the leg.
No. With the -2, you get to do both.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you like throw an arm over his chest to like kind of hold him still and jab this into his gut, and you're keeping the leg in frame while you're like getting bucked.
Right.
If you didn't have so much armor, I would have you roll for damage because he's really like tiny god slamming you around.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. He's a lot bigger than I am.
Yeah. And is just screaming and grunting like an animal, and just is in horrible pain, right? But you jab that in there, and you can see his vitals are registering the whatever pseudomorphine you just pumped into him. He hasn't reacted to it yet, but it's taking an effect. So let's. It's my turn, and I'm gonna try to take over your mind.
Okay.
So,
like you do.
Please take your willpower dice.
Yes.
Plus the 3 for your weapon focus.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that. Oh.
Oh shit.
Well, we did the opposite thing.
Nice.
I have, just for those listening, I have 5 successes, and you have
1 success.
success out of 8 dice, it looks like.
Yes.
So that's not great.
So I'm going to talk to on the meta level here, guys. Do I want to use one of our edge, or do we want to see where this goes? Because this might be kind of fun.
I think that's really up to you if you want to have your mind taken over. And
By hellhounds?
Yeah. What do you want to do with that stolen car? We have plenty of edge.
That's
you could
true.
use it, but yeah.
That's true.
You want to drive it off a bridge?
Do I stop being a PC if this happens, or do we just go to
No,
a
but
more
you will be
sustained test?
compelled to do some things.
Okay.
So I mean, to some extent, it's still it'll be our character.
Okay. I am here for that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I want to have weird stuff happen too.
We do the weird stuff. Well, we're going. We don't need norms. So the effect of these 2 creatures overwhelms your brain, and the first thing you need to do is take your helmet off. That's the like most restricting like nonsense thing on your body.
Why would you wear this?
Yeah. So the helmet comes off, and you're still disoriented because they're in your mind, you're in their mind. They have a goal of like eat, burn, eat, tear, a little bit of tearing, maybe rending.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
Variety.
Yeah. There is a fair amount of meat, and you can taste, you've already had some meat, and it tastes good, and you want more of that, and you can smell where it's coming from. It's behind you.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of swallowing as my salivary glands have activated, and yeah.
Okay, let's go to Murky's turn.
Well, shit.
I don't know. You know this.
No, I don't think it's obvious. Helmet it could come off for lots of reasons.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right? So,
I think I'm more focused on the client.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
A general, oh shit.
So the client's thrashing. Doctor is like kind of restraining him. I mean, in a loose sense of that word, because he's bucking. But the doctor is like keeping this weird grip on the client. It was a very strange way to hold the client. I was like, why are you holding him like that? That's strange.
I'm trying to think what protocol would be in this kind of thing, because I imagine there's like violent clients at times.
Yeah, normally you would knock them out.
Yeah.
Like that's in the terms of service. You can do that.
I'm going to try and do that.
Okay. I like it. Let's do that. Let's do, what do you have, like clubs or unarmed combat or
I
something?
have clubs 1.
Yeah, okay. So let's do clubs plus agility. I don't really get to dodge, so you roll that and I'll just roll my body attribute.
If you roll my body. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Whoops. None successes.
None success.
So yeah, you just like reach down. What does it look like?
Well, I think since I'm the same size as him, I think I'm able to just like slam him with my elbow right into the head.
Oh yeah, so like you elbowed his forehead, which then rocks against the floor.
Yeah.
The dunk bounces off the floor, and
Surprisingly, is protocol.
yes, yeah, that is acceptable. And you, being you, are able to do it without risking breaking his horns, because
Sure.
that's just fucking rude.
Yeah.
So yeah, you like stay on target. Dunk. Yeah, you just cold cock him. Forehead, back of the head hits floor, and he's still writhing, but it's an unconscious person writhing. It's not as bad as what
Sure.
it was. Like he's just moving because his leg is moving, and he's in pain, but asleep. So now he's like sleep moving.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to proceed with evac.
300 hairy bears.
You also receive the you keep the leg in frame and keep him and like stay here, and you are also offered quadruple pay for every second of footage.
Well, I mean, if it's coming from corporate, obviously.
There's no way that somebody could hack into this feed.
No. No, absolutely not.
it's
And
encrypted.
if that's what they want, then that's what they get.
Yep. So they're literally telling you, to not yet bring the client back to don't evac the client yet. They want you to stand there and watch his leg.
Hold on, evac.
What?
Hold on, evac.
Well, Trina, it's your turn. So what do you do?
I like roll my eyes. I'm like, this is a shit show. I'm not happy. I got to fire one of the two hellhounds that are left. Are they together?
Yeah, they're really close to each other. If you roll well, you could like chain it across them for sure.
Okay, so
I can take time for a snack.
weapons
Oh no.
plus agility,
Man,
right?
She takes them out and it's just screaming in your mind.
I know, that's also going to be fun.
It was heavy weapons plus agility, right? Okay. And then with
Plus 2 for your smart gun link. Oh, this thing really squeezes my brains. I love it, though. This is like the best $20 I've spent in a long time.
I'll get that in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3 successes.
All right, I'm actually going to roll a dodge this time, since we're down to individual critters.
Do you want to spend more for more successes?
I have 2 successes. You can re-roll if you want to try to up the damage. But that leaves you at 1 net success, which means you'll just hit one of them for the base damage of the machine gun, which is a lot, but...
I want to make it plode again.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It might actually take out the other one because they're really close to each other.
Yeah. So I get to reroll all the ones that
Yes.
weren't successes. Excellent.
Oh, that's a bunch.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I ploded it.
Yeah, so just take 2 of them out, and because that's my dodge.
Okay.
And what's left?
What's left is 2, 4, 6, 8.
What?
Wow.
That's so many.
Is it 10p? Is it the Stoner Ares MG?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. And it fires 6-round bursts minimum, so it's 16p. Plus 8 is 24p. I'm going to roll my body, just because if I roll 6 successes, I'm not dead. But I have 6 dice. So.
Are you gonna give them a?
Oh yeah, a little talk. What's a one-off?
Hey guys, show me whether you like the Hellhounds or not. Well,
Almost.
we kind of like Hellhounds,
Not completely.
but not enough. I got 4 successes out of the 6 that I needed to barely be alive, and yeah, it's obliterated. It explodes. It hits the other one. That one explodes. Both of them, and you pass out.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Roll willpower. I'll give you a roll.
My new family.
I'm going to need 3 hits. That's 2.
Oh, so close. All right. Well, I was told to spend it. It's all spent. I was going to roll. I was going to roll with it because it's just.
Still going
but
with
you
that
had 2
pack mentality.
successes. You gotta
Right?
have.
Yeah.
No,
You
but
gotta spend it.
it's much more fun the other way.
Oh.
Like that.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Wah, wah, wah.
So.
Everyone got what they want. You got me to spend one. I got to pass out.
It's a win-win or something.
Yeah.
Opal drops like his strings were cut, and you are in an astral plane,
Okay.
right? It's not the astral plane because you've done that a bunch. Like you know how to astral walk, and,
Right.
and you know, you're a full mage. But you're in. You're aware that this is like a controlled dream state, and you know inside every person is 2 hellhounds.
I knew where it was going.
That's
and
exactly-
I was like, no. Oh god.
Steer right into it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Love it.
Or at least inside of you.
There's
are
2 hellhounds. Right.
Because you have absorbed their spirits.
Right. They fled to me when
Yes.
their physical bodies were gone.
And you are now coming to terms with being a person with 2 animal minds trapped inside of your mind. You're in charge. You're a person. They're animals.
Right.
But it's a little
A
confusing.
little crowded.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was Trina's turn. Rooster. Rooster does some more screaming. And the 2 of you watch the grisly formation of cartilage as the knee rebuilds out of nothing. Do you have medicine on your
You
character
did
sheet?
not give me medicine.
Okay, so it's a medicine roll plus logic.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm going to attach it to intuition this time. 'Cause
Intuition.
this is not a normal medicine thing.
Yeah.
None of this should be happening.
Yeah.
Is the doctor horrified or interested or like what's the
I
prevailing?
think she's more like she's curious enough to be like, well, that's, oh yeah, now I understand why he's writhing in pain, because that would have to hurt as all those nerves get regenerated with nothing to cover them.
Yeah.
I think she gets more clinical in this. I think that's why she goes to Trina to, like, how not to be an asshole. Like, you know, this is one of those cases where Trina should be able to go, like, you're being an asshole, give him some more medicine.
More
you know?
morphine.
Why don't you have more empathy?
Yeah.
3 successes.
Okay. So yeah.
It was building exploding things.
Right, yeah.
No, 3 successes is what you needed for this. You can see that, and the readout and everything, like you're able to interpret the data as his body is kind of cannibalizing itself for material, like the conservation of mass is in effect, as it is like pulling raw matter to build an entire leg. So his like muscle matter and the rest of his body, skin, like he has like lesions in parts of his skin as he's growing new skin.
Wow.
Because it's a lot of leg to grow, and so that's something. But you can jab another painkiller in him if you want.
Or a Snickers. He's probably pretty hangry.
Right. Yeah.
You're not yourself when you're hangry.
Right, yeah. I mean, did that previous painkiller seem to work at all? Or?
A little bit, and then she knocked him out, and that helped.
Yeah.
But he's
Okay.
still like moving around a bunch, and if you could actually get him into like medically induced coma territory, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll just try and unload as much painkiller as I can safely estimate for it.
Yeah, you give him like a troll-safe dose and wait for that to drain into his body. Yeah. And you can also tell, like, you're fighting against an adrenaline-like response.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, you don't know where that's coming from, because that's not your meds doing that.
But I do say to Murky, I say, corporate says keep camera on leg, but probably would like to see the rest of body and what is happening to it.
Maybe. But I think if they want to see the rest of it, they'll let us know.
We can exit the combat rounds if we want and just sort of roleplay this out.
Okay. I mean, body is taking material from other parts of body to remake leg.
Let me step back and see if I can get more of a perspective here. Like, literally steps back. Like, to get, like, all of what is happening.
Okay.
And I think she's gonna call back on the channel that the quadruple pay. Permission to evac now.
Keep the camera on the subject. Or keep the subject in frame. Sorry, that's what it says.
Fighting is stopped. Trina, Opal, you okay?
I'm okay. Opal doesn't look so good. Okay, and I check on Opal, and is he out?
Let's do first aid plus intuition.
All right.
I lose a second of quadruple pay as I glance back
So
over.
much money.
I know. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, okay. It's a success and half ones. You can buy a reroll if you want. We don't have a lot of time left, so it's up to you.
Sure, with
Fine.
big spender.
Oh, 2 successes, still a glitch. It's fate. We're keeping it.
That's it.
All right. You go to check the vitals. Like you have a readout just wirelessly, but you're like, well, okay, I need to like actually check the physical. Slide open the chest plate thing there's a little screen there. All of you know how to do this kind of stuff, but you're like, okay, I should probably administer the like Mage safe adrenaline analog. You're not supposed to give mages regular drugs, but in an emergency, like, you don't know, is this guy dying? And his vitals are weird. They're like fluctuating, and that could lead to heart attack or whatever. So you hit the emergency button, which that's the glitch is that like that wasn't the best thing to do.
Okay.
As you come like howling out of this dream, and probably like tackle Trina. Or,
yeah. No, I'm fully with that. Like,
Yeah.
I think I reflexively grab, and you've got like mouthful of orc teeth coming towards you, and
trying
then
to breathe
probably,
fire.
Yeah, you stop yourself,
Yeah.
but like, it's reversed, and you're like, is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you do?
I was trying to help you.
Fine.
And when you let Trina go and turn your head, just this gout of flame comes out of your nose and mouth.
Oh!
And
Wow.
It's like almost hit her,
Works
right?
fast.
As you were like turning away. You're not sure how you did that.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell?
Good thing your helmet was off.
Yeah.
What's going on over there? Like,
I don't even know how to explain this.
Everything's fine. Something happened from those hounds.
Tastes like barbecue.
Opal just breathed fire.
It was a
He doesn't normally do that.
sympathetic astral response. I was in very close communication when they died.
It's so nerdy. I love it.
And none of them are mages, so yeah.
Yeah, that's
Makes
magic
perfect
stuff.
sense to me.
pretty good bullshit. Okay, so you two finish filming as this, bare leg and foot, and the two of you see this like finishing process as the foot sort of like binds itself together and the toes crack into place, and
The second it ends, I'm gonna go permission to evac.
yeah, and at the same time it's evac approved, like as you're asking that.
Oh my god.
While it's happening, do I have enough presence of mind to view it in astral?
Yeah, I think towards the end. Yeah, let's
Like
do that.
just the last bit. So a sensing again.
Yep.
Okay. So my sensing dice, and what's my logic?
We're gonna go intuition on this because
Okay.
it's weird. Like logic is something you learned from a book, and intuition is actually no. We're gonna roll magic plus essence. Six.
Okay.
You have 6 essence
Magic and my 6 essence. Great. Okay.
because this is 100% intuition and empathy. Not the intuition attribute, but like almost psychic connection.
Okay. Well, that was a 1, which we will.
Ooh, that's lots of
That's
successes.
lots of
okay.
successes.
Yeah. So you pick up, and I think partly because you just fought a bunch of ghouls and you've seen HMHVV sufferers before.
Uh huh.
I'm sure you have vampire clients. They would all be like triple platinum and up. You've probably come across a vampire from time to time, so you know what an HMHVV aura looks like.
And I just got a refresher when I pulled up all the parasology stuff.
Exactly. And you're watching it, but it's like you're looking at 2 auras, kind of like one spread on top of the other one, and you just catch the tail end as the toes pop into place and the toenails grow, and it stops, and then it vanishes, and that's when you realize what you were looking at is that his normal, pretty cybered up aura, but his normal metahuman aura was infested with an HMHVV aura
that then left.
that is now gone.
Okay, that's going to go in the report.
So, we're out of time. Let's get. You know what I'd really like to do. Is everyone okay for like a couple minutes?
Couple minutes.
I respect it. I also have to be up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
School teacher.
Me too.
Right. So we won't be super long. But what I'd love to do is an epilogue of what your character's up to next week, or 2 weeks from now. Not months from now, but a couple weeks. So to take a second to think about that. The wrap up for this is you get this troll back up the stairs, get it into the Banshee, get him to crash cart where he actually like goes in the hospital and is going undergoing long-term treatment because his whole body is atrophied and like falling apart except this one awesome leg. And you all, as far as you know, are the only ones, and you also, on the way back received the extra NDAs of what you're not to talk about. Like, you can say you fought hellhounds, that's fine. That's a normal thing that you all do, sort of. But you are on ironclad NDAs about what happened. And for you, like, corporate mythology says, like, you might be wondering, like, am I going to get taken out for knowing this? It's that level of classified, right? And within the next couple days, that Smith comes to find you again and actually upgrades all of your classified levels. And, they bring you in to have a debrief, and they want you to tell them in your own words what happened, aside from your reports and the video. They have you, like, replay the video, explain what you were looking at. And all of you are still a Crash Cart response team together, but apparently they trust what you did as opposed to, like, eliminate you.
Right.
But
I feel like there was the tense moment when the helicopter, the Smith, showed up again, and we all looked at each other like,
oh, cool, are we dead now?
Yeah, is 3 more gunships going to pop up?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the immediate, like, first couple days. But I would love to know what your characters are up to within the next couple weeks. Does anyone have an idea?
Well, a few of my teammates, unfortunately, were not up to par on some things, so I have made sure that there were corrections to that, and that they received the appropriate training that was assigned to them.
Yeah,
And
for their own benefit.
And I think probably received an additional commendation in, gratitude for doing so.
Yeah, for your management style.
Yeah.
Suck up.
All right.
I just want you to be the best that you can be.
I will be.
All 3 of me.
Yeah. So
We
will be.
Yeah. Going, sort of building on that, I think that what happens with Opal is that as we leave, I'd like to take some of those spines, because I think, I know those came from the Hellhounds.
Yes, they did.
Right.
Spoiler.
Yeah. So Opal, swipes a couple of those, and has them in, an external pouch or whatever, and then throughout the next couple of weeks, I think there's sort of an integration, and I think that everyone else notices that he has become more aggressive.
His tusks are a little bigger.
Right, and his attitude, not that, he wasn't not that he wasn't a jerk already, but has become a lot more aggressive. So, and, for example, he goes right into signing up for the shooting, the range time.
Yeah.
And all of everything just has, a little bit more edge as he's sort of integrating these other bestial personalities. And you know what? Here's a big change. He had been vegetarian, and he is no longer a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that has been a big shift.
Pay the extra for the corporate meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not the synth stuff.
Oh.
The real stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, all of your classified upgrades has also improved your pay grade as well. So this comes with the territory.
I think Trina, she would definitely do her shooting range training because, you can't get the upgrade without the training. But she's also planning out her options as far as when she can retire.
Oh, okay.
Because she's seeing what happened during the wars when what was it, Purple Haze?
Yeah.
That they gave,
Oh, yeah, I got to make a note about that.
Yeah, where they gave the soldiers Purple Haze. She knows that they were experimenting on the soldiers and some of the terrible effects that happened. She knows that this serum is the same type of slippery slope, and she's not going to be okay with it for very long. She's like, she doesn't want to get killed, but she's just kind of mapping out, okay, this is so many years before I can retire.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's good stuff.
There's a small cafe in downtown Seattle, and I think Katima is sitting at this cafe, just kind of casually drinking an espresso by herself. It's kind of quiet, and
Not a corporate cafe.
not a corporate
Oh,
cafe.
interesting.
Yeah, and I think somebody comes along, and we don't see who it is. So I'll let you decide who that is whenever you want, if necessary. And they sit down behind her, like with their backs to each other. And Katima says, "Can you, if you will offer protection, I have information that you would like."
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Little corporate espionage going
Yeah.
on there. I
Yeah.
like it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, everybody. I
Hey.
hope you had as much fun as I did.
yeah.
I just got to sit here and watch the show. I'm like, this is great.
That was awesome.
But thank you, everyone, for making these super fun characters.
Yeah.
Before
I worked really hard on mine.
yeah. Before we go, let's just go around and say who you are and what else you're doing.
Hey everyone, again, I'm Nick Levy. You can find me on the social medias at Sungrowler, which is what I typically use everywhere. I'm not incredibly prolific, but look me up if you think I was amusing. Don't have any other items except for if you're a fan of the show, I will be here. Hey, I get to say it this time. I'll be here next Monday
Yeah.
for Things from the Flood, so you can join our merry band of misfits in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am Michelle, and you can find me on the socials at Michulu, Michulhu. Mostly on Twitter, a little bit on Insta, but not so much. You can also find me on 12-Sided Stories, RPG podcast, which we have loads of fun on. And you can also find my music. I'm a composer. You can find me at Plate Mail Games through on drivethroughrpg.com.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Adam at Hoobuk, HOOBUK, on pretty much everything, except Twitch, which made me remake my profile. Anyway,
That's my Instagram sad.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the one thing that I couldn't match up.
Yeah. I have Hoobuk on Twitch. It just won't let me log into it anymore. I'm in that, like, that email, doesn't match our password, and
Garbage.
that email doesn't exist. It's that annoying thing. Anyway, I'm rambling. I don't know why I'm stalling this time, except it's just me being rambling. Anyway, I'm also here on Wednesdays for Eidolon Academy, which is super fun. And then also please go to happyjacks.org/rainbow. We are still having fundraiser for our Rainbow Railroad charity drive. We raised over $5,500 during our 24-hour stream. We're leaving the donations up to the end of the month. We really want to try and hit our goal of 10,000. We had a lot of donations come in last year in the month after the stream, so please continue that. Help spread the word, and get people to donate, and let's try and raise some money for a wonderful cause. Rainbow Railroad helps get LGBT plus people out of areas of the world where it's dangerous for them to even exist. So please, happyjacks.org/rainbow, and you can donate there. Please share and help us spread the word.
Awesome.
Hi, I am Mac. As usual, I'm here every Monday, so deal with it. I'm also a part of 12-Sided Stories. We're nearing the end of the vampire campaign that I ran for that, so Unquiet Blood, check that out. Rainbow Railroad is kick-ass, so do the thing. Check out Decima, which we talked about earlier, because holy shit, it's amazing, and also as somebody
it's so
who's
good.
a tarot enthusiast, I am really excited about it, not only in the sense of using it for game purposes, but also tarot reading as well. So check it out. There's lots of good stuff going on right now, guys.
Yeah, we got to get to that big art unlock. This is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want it.
Yes. We want it, precious.
And I'm Jason. I'm here Mondays and Wednesdays forever, apparently. I don't know what I did. Please let me leave. But I'm GMing the Shadowrun game. I'm in the Things from the Flood. I'm in the Eidolon game, and they're all super fun. And if you want to check out any of our, like the backlog of the Shadowrun campaign or any of them, you can go to happyjacks.org/shows, and that'll have the backlog for everything. I can't see that from here.
Oh, it says con.
Oh, yeah.
just remembered.
OrcCon is coming up Valentine's Day weekend, and I'll be there running games. We'll have a whole series. Are you running something?
I'm running my first con game, not stream on the stream, but my first legit actual con game.
Hey,
with
awesome.
Whoever signs up for it, it's the Wild West of nowhere. I have no idea it's not about the Wild West. It's actually called Demigods Hades Town. So I'm running Demigods, which is the PBTA game by Jason Mills.
Yeah.
Friend
and
of the show,
I will
Jason Mills.
fight to get into that table.
Yeah. And it's going to be set in the world of Hades Town, the musical, which if you don't know, it's fucking amazing.
Super fun. They
good.
wrote the musical based on Demigods the
Basically.
RPG. So
Pretty much.
yeah, really appreciate the attention that they brought our way, and it was a really
it's really
kind
nice of them.
gesture. Yeah. That's none of that's true. What I just said.
We'll have the live podcast from
Yep.
there, and we'll have streaming games.
Bunch of stream games. I'm doing a stream game, and I'm just doing like a table game, like a normal con game. I'm running. I'm using the new PBTA game Impulse Drive, but set in Eberron, the D&D setting.
Oh,
just
very
not
cool.
playing D&D rules.
Right. Interesting.
I'd rather play PBTA.
Right.
Let's see. What am I forgetting? Is that it? Did we do it?
I think we did the thing.
We did it. Thanks everyone also for participating in my weird edge experiment. I think it's kind of fun, and I'm going to figure out a way to do it going forward. That was way too much edge, though.
Probably,
Oh my god, that
But
was
we
wild.
used the heck out of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
there's
we
only
did.
5 left.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, audience. Really appreciate all the support. And I guess that's it for this time. Bye.
Bye.